The next generation of Detroit sports media is here. Crunch Time is back on Woodward Sports. Join Jeff Iafrate and Booner Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Taking Detroit sports coverage to the next level with massive interviews, viral moments, and the best live reactions. Get ready, Detroit. The young guns are taking over. Crunch Time on Woodward Sports.
We're back. It's Crunch Time on Woodward Sports, weekdays 11 to 1. I'm your host, Jeff Iafrate. I got my co-host over there, Booner. We got KG, we got Caleb Czarnik, and we got a packed show today. Detroit Lions OTAs. We got a conversation about Dan Campbell we're going to get into. Might be uncomfortable for some. Alsar Thompson, we haven't addressed either, that projected contract number.
Yes, sir.
And it should be a great show. We're trying to bring Maz back in the mix as well for all the people that have been kind of tuning in daily. So look for a future Maz appearance.
Hopefully tomorrow. Hopefully we just get Maz Fridays.
I would love that.
Maz Fridays for like the last hour of the show.
Maz Away Fridays.
Yeah, oh, I love that.
Maz Away Fridays.
Maz Away
that's
Fridays.
KG, yeah, that's amazing.
I think that would be sick. I think the people want Maz to be on. You know,
absolutely.
Last Friday when he came on, people were fired up.
The chat was ripping.
Yeah,
I miss him, man.
So I think Maz Away Fridays. I like that. I like the sound of that. We gotta text Maz and see if he likes that.
Also, Jack Campbell's comments. He had a media session yesterday. Spoke on some different things. The defense, which we'll get to.
Yeah.
The money. What happened?
I hate my contract.
Why wasn't he the highest paid linebacker?
Kind of would have felt like he said.
So we will get to that as well. But the Tigers, by the way, update.
Was it really a win?
I don't know, but
was it really a win?
At what cost?
It still feel like a loss, bro.
I might be back.
Oh, come on.
I was out of Daco. 4-0. I might be back.
No, we had somebody in the morning chat talk about some, well, the Tigers are only still 5 out. Like, bro,
5
I'm
out.
not trying to hear that right now, bro.
Hey, boys,
Don't let them get hot.
don't let the Tigers get hot.
I ain't trying to hear
They
that
can
shit.
get hot at any time.
No,
Don't let Torque get hot, man.
No, they won yesterday, but they lost Casey Mize and Kenley Jansen
In the same game.
injuries, bro.
To the same
Like,
injury.
It's
how is that even possible? Like, finally something good happens, and then 2 of your better pitchers hurt. Like, I don't know
ridiculous,
if I'm
bro.
counting that as it's a win in the win column, I guess, but for the vibes, it's not.
This season is cursed, bro. It just is. It's doomed.
5 games.
They're only 5 back, though,
5
boys.
games back.
I ain't trying to hear that, bro.
I think
No,
there might
it's-
be a chance. I think they could get a wild card.
Do you want to see this
All
team
right,
in the
I'm out.
playoffs?
I'm out. Bit's
And
over.
on Tuesday,
Bit's over.
I
I'm
was like,
out.
Yeah,
I'm
that-
out.
all
I'm
right.
out.
Do you really
I
want
wore
to see this
for a
team in the
reason
playoffs?
today. Come on.
We're in too deep now. I'm out.
All
I
right.
can't do it.
It's
I'm
horrible.
staying in deep. I'll tell you what. I'll stay in.
Pause.
I'll stay in.
Booner
We'll let
stay
that
in
one.
deep. Confirmed.
We'll let that one. We'll let that one slide. We got comments flying in right now. We got Phil in there. Sounds like Jack is not going to allow any slacking on defense. Someone lets up. Jack gonna let him know. Phil also says Caleb looking great. How much weight have you lost, Caleb?
How much right have you lost? Brock Wright.
Not much right, but I mean, down a couple pounds. I haven't, it's weird because I haven't changed my diet that much at all. But,
Yeah.
but I mean,
You're just getting ready for the
thank
summer.
you, Phil. Yeah, I got to get my hot summer bod ready.
It's like a bear in hibernation.
Right.
Yeah.
Is Jeff handing you the syringes on the low?
I'm not-
during passing? Hey, take this.
I'm
bro.
not allowed to say anything.
Oh, okay. Oh,
I'm not
I
allowed
got
to
you.
say anything.
That's how it is. Aaron Green says it's 100% going to happen that they're going to make a late season push for the wild card. This is where I understand actively rooting against your franchise to prove a point.
Yes.
I understand this. It's like last year with the Lions. There were people that were hoping they missed the playoffs.
I hate that.
So Brad Holmes learns a lesson, or at least they think he would learn a lesson. I kind of understand it because look at it from a Tigers fans' perspective. If they make a wild card push, what the hell's that going to do? I mean,
Nothing.
not that if they miss the playoffs, what is that going to do? But at least there's more of a. It's more of a statement. You missed the playoffs, you can't defend that. If you make the wild card, you're like, well, we had a late season push.
But if everyone
played some
gets
good-
healthy and everyone starts playing at their best, you still have a good team. Like a month into the season, what was the record? You had one of the best records in all of baseball.
It's more.
So if you're healthy and
month
everyone's
into
there,
the season, Booner.
I'm
There's
just saying.
162 games.
But if you get back to that point, if you're playing that baseball at the end of the year when you're in the wild card, you have a chance to win the wild card.
It's just fugazi. We've seen it before. Yes, they'll make a miraculous push somehow. I don't even doubt the Tigers. They might make a miraculous push for no reason, and then they'll get in the playoffs and they'll get embarrassed. And then what? Then Scott Harris says, "Oh, we did make the playoffs the last 3 years." You know, I think it's business as usual. I'm just sick of the runaround.
Yeah, it's not. Again, it's it feels nasty to root against your home team. But do you remember conversations we were having last year with the Lions? If they make a late season push and make the playoffs, and Brad Holmes has like the satisfaction that like, okay, I didn't make these moves, but this still happened. It's the same thing with the Tigers. Like there was a point in me last year with the Tigers when they were really struggling down the stretch. I was kind of like, I don't want them to make a push at the playoffs because Scott Harris will get proven wrong in his ideologies on how to construct a roster. I guess, but it feels nasty.
Steve-O baby, Steve-O baby. He didn't say he said Bonner. Are you a friend of Brad Holmes or are you a fan of Brad Holmes? I'm not here to watch games. I'm here to make friends. I want to be entertained and I want to see a winner. That's a fair point. As Bonner, I'll respond and say, fair point, Steve-O baby.
Fair point.
Yeah, it's like I don't know if this is the right analogy, but it feels like the Tigers are. Think of it like this: the Tigers are your child. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
They cheated on a test. And you know they cheated.
Yep.
And they might get away with it. So it's like, what lesson do they really learn? It's like, well, it kind of worked for them. Like, you just want them to get caught cheating and be like, hey, that's what happens. This is why you can't have off seasons that are butt cheeks for the most part. Except for this. I mean, there were some good intentions from this past off season, but for the most part. So it's kind of like, I might be officially changing my. Not that I had a side. I mean, this has just been disappointing as in general, but. I kind of understand why people are rooting against him. Actually.
How much more proof do we need? In 2024, you had a miracle run that coincided with a miracle collapse by the Twins. In 2025, you were the best shit on God's green earth until the All-Star break, and then it all came apart. Your last 100 games, you're under 500.
Especially with the Scooble stuff. I understand being pissed off.
And then you lose the division. You end up beating the Guardians in the playoffs, but you lost the division that you had all year long. Like, how much more do we need?
Let me ask you this. Trade deadline comes around. You're 5 games back. Are you still trading Tarek Skubal?
We're talking 5 games out of the wild card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you still have a chance to make the playoffs. You're at the trade deadline. And it's like, hey, this is a clear. You still have a path.
They're not a World Series contending team, seriously.
So you guys would trade Tarek Skubal.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's going to walk for nothing.
Now, the second question following that is, would Scott Harris do it if they're 5 games back?
Probably. I mean,
you think he would?
I would hope.
You got to get something.
I don't know if he would. I think if he's sitting there 5 games back, I think the way they've spent and they're a top 10
they probably
in the payroll.
Won't. And to your point,
Scott Harris is going to be like, dude, if we're 5 games, even if they're like 7 games back, I think Scott Harris is going to look at this thing and be like, we can make a push for this.
But then you make the push, you don't get in the playoffs. I think he should be fired at that point. But he's not going to go anywhere.
That's fair.
He's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, it's like yesterday. Everyone was like, hey, who's the worst GM in Detroit right now? Scott Harris, probably.
This is the worst case scenario because at the very least, they were supposed to be at least competitive. Like, okay, you might be a World Series team, you might not be, but at least be competitive, at least be a playoff team. Everybody was saying they're the pride of the fucking AL Central, which sucks. And now look at us. We're climbing our way from the bottom.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. I get it. I understand it. And, people being pissed off, it's I think it's fair, completely fair, especially Scott Harris, the whole stuff we talked about yesterday. Like, I would say you trade him regardless because he's going to walk for nothing. And I think that would linger over Scott Harris more than, that would just be like icing on the cake for everything he already gets.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, like that would be.
He's
you
already
can't defend that.
He's already 0-3 in terms of trade deadline.
And that's a big one.
Yeah.
Big fumble there.
He should just say, just trade everyone at that point.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to go Skubal, you might as well go get everything you can get.
Yeah.
And you're essentially hitting the refresh button on this, and you're just sticking with the kind of core pieces, Kevin McGonigal, Dylan Dingler, and you're kind of rolling with that. That's
what do we call that? A rebuild.
It's it is, but like, hey, our Tigers fans, like, hey, are you guys ready for another one? Because that's what you're all asking for.
That's what it's heading towards.
That's what it's heading towards.
Yeah,
do you want to get ahead of it now and start
I'm asking
this
for them
year?
to spend money and be a fucking competent baseball team. They don't want to do that. So
they never will.
But there's teams that spent a bunch of money and turned around things very quickly. I mean, it's hard to know that because we're in Detroit and our owner is Mr. Pizza, who's very cheap, but
in a no-cap league.
In a no-cap league, by the way.
At least for right now. After this year, it'll probably be different. But
it's a completely different thing here. Crazy Clown says, I want that rotation in the postseason and take my chances.
Hey,
that's a good point. I mean, beating the Tigers, if they're healthy, if you have Fromber, Skubal, and Mize, like that's going to be tough to beat in a 5-game series. But again, like that's you made the perfect analogy. Like if a little kid's cheating all the time, you want him to get caught because so then he gets in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah,
like that's kind of how
keeps
I feel
getting away
about
with
Scott
it.
Harris. Yeah, keeps getting away with it.
Keeps getting away with it, and you're like, dang, keeps working out for some reason. He made the postseason. It's like, well, there you go. Yeah, it's crazy.
Can we, by the way, too, we were talking to the back. We were trying to figure out. We were talking about the 150 likes thing before we go to break.
Yeah.
Can we tell the people and see if the people like our idea? We came up with a new idea.
Oh, okay.
So it was originally people, KG, you're like, Booner, I want to see you with your tarps off. Get that. People want to see me with no shirt on. I can understand that. Also, we had Caleb at 150 likes to sing. Caleb did bring a good point up. He goes, how fun is singing? He said, I don't think people really want to hear my voice. So I proposed something to him and to the chat. Are you guys ready for this?
What?
If we get 150 likes, and this will be kind of a daily thing, if we hit the like goal, whatever the goal we set is, Caleb volunteered himself to do different tasks. So if we hit 150 likes today during our mailbag segment, we will have someone run downstairs and grab 2 Coney dogs for Caleb, and he has to eat them as fast as he can in the mailbag segment.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll do anything for a like.
And he said as we get going into this challenge thing for likes, that the end goal could potentially be him eating a hot chip at the beginning of a show and has to produce the show while having a hot chip.
Why y'all doing this to Caleb?
He did. He brought the hot chip up himself. He volunteered, and we said, hey, this is something too. And our minds started thinking, and we said, hey, after the hot dogs today, if we get 150 likes, the chat is able to put ideas of things for Caleb to do if we hit like goals each day. And he said, I will do it. This wasn't a, hey, Booner, you brought this up. You want to do this to Caleb. Caleb said, I would love to do it.
Yeah, chat. Let's hear them. Like, I want to hear some good ideas. Let's get to 150 likes today. I'll do the Coney dog thing, but I want to hear some ideas that the chat has, and yeah, we'll get it going.
It's a speed eating Coney dog. It's not just enjoying them.
Oh,
the
God.
chat can put over unders on where they think he's gonna hit it, and we'll see who.
So how many Coneys we talking here?
Two Coneys as fast as he can.
Damn.
Yeah.
Heartburn.
Can't chew them either.
Right. Hey, chew 'em. Swallowing a whole glizzy is nuts, bro. Are we?
Oh, I've been
Phil in the chat right away with the good one. Shave the face, Caleb.
I'll be real.
Oh,
I've been on one the last 2 days. That's on me. All right, hand up. The calf stuff. I mean, that's.
I thought you was finna say you swallowed a glizzy.
No,
I'm like, wait,
okay.
whoa.
We got to get to break. The
Calf
chat's
said didn't the glizzy.
The chat's saying Caleb looks good. Maybe he's losing weight. Well, if he is, I think I know why he's losing weight. It's because he's going to Planet Fitness. Yes, our good friends over at Planet Fitness. 50-plus Metro Detroit locations, which you can get in there and lose weight for the summer. All right, it's summer. You get the body right. Planet Fitness will take care of you. If you want to recover, they have that as well. You get the Black Card, and you get the Black Card Spa with the access to the hydro massage, other innovative amenities. Bring a free guest anytime as well. $24.99 a month. We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
Woodwardsports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward sports gear. Woodwardsports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at woodwardsports.com.
Some days call for light, others lean bold. What about everything in between? All Day IPA, the easy choice for every day. Citrusy, crisp, refreshing. Flavor you can float with. Light on the hops, big on refreshment. One's great. 2, even better. Brewed with you in mind. No shortcuts, no fuss. Big on flavor, never too much. All Day IPA. Hop into easy.
Let me tell you about Massage Chair House. Looking to take your relaxation to the next level, then you've got to check out Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills, the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest. They carry top brands like Infinity and Osaki, making it the go-to destination for premium comfort and cutting-edge wellness technology. Be sure to visit Dr. Eric Duncan, the Wellness Doc, creator of the #1 YouTube channel for massage chair reviews at the Wellness Doc. Book your visit today at massagechairhouse.com or simply scan the QR code on your screen. Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation.
did you have with him about, how his situation played out and how it applied to you? And have you might have been able to command more money had you waited, right? Use that leverage, gone to free agency, whatever.
Yeah.
Why was it important to not do that, to get this done now?
For me, and I told Brad this, the number one thing for me through this whole entire process is to remain a Lion, because I want to be a part of this. I want to be a part of this organization. I want to be able to, me and my wife absolutely love it here. The people have just been so nice to us. And it just feels like home. I would say I did not talk to Tyler. Me and Tyler are pretty good friends, but I didn't talk to Tyler. He obviously did what he did, and more power to him, and I'm super happy and super excited for him because he deserves it. I remember he's a year older than me, so we went at it a lot at Iowa. So anytime an Iowa Hawkeye gets paid, it's a good day. And I know what he puts into it, and I know his approach on the game, and I know everything that it means to him. So I've just been super appreciative of him, our relationship. But I didn't talk to him just because I kind of came in with the goal of I want to be a Lion no matter what. And me and my wife talked. I prayed a lot, and I just knew let's be realistic here. I already have more than enough. So for me, it was more about the principle of just I just want to be in the elite category because I feel like I'm an elite linebacker. And that's the way Brad saw it, and that's the way everyone upstairs saw it. And I'm I'll play for I feel like for me, I don't need to be the highest paid, even though the guys around the league would probably appreciate that because it bumps up everything. So I'm sorry to them. But I just feel like for me, I knew what I wanted in this. I want to help the team in any ways possible, just to continue to keep the core together. So, at the end of the day, I feel like it was fair for the team, and I'm more than happy with everything that they blessed me with. So,
We're back. It's crunch time here on Woodward Sports. There you have it. Jack Campbell speaking about his extension and how money was not the full focus for him. It's part of it, and he wants to get paid like an elite linebacker, but setting the market was not necessarily the goal. And I think we could all say we're not surprised that if anyone were to say something like that, it's that dude right there. It's Jack Campbell. The guy just likes to fish and hit guys.
He's different.
He just wants
He
to
really
tackle people, punch the football out, and go fish and hunt. That's what he's about. So a ton of respect for Jack Campbell for that. I'm all for players getting their money, so I'm trying to be consistent here and also say to Jack Campbell, credit to you, because if he were to say I want to be the highest paid, I wouldn't have an issue with it either.
And he would be the highest paid.
And he would be the highest paid.
I think he could have. If he wanted to push it, like he said it there, he's I told him, I don't care what the price is. I think he lost his leverage instantly when he said there, he was I told Brad straight up, the only thing that I want is I want to be a Lion. And he lost the leverage. And kudos to Brad for still making sure, hey, you're going to be paid $20 million. You're in that elite category. I really do think if Jack Campbell was just they were hey, here's $15 million, go ahead, I think he would have been okay. I think he would have done it at $5 million. He literally just said that. He was the only label that I wanted is I just wanted to make sure that people know I'm an elite linebacker. Yeah. That's it. And if he got paid $5 million, I think you would still look at people, and if you argued best linebackers, off-ball linebackers in the league, I don't think anyone would be well, he was only paid $5 million. No. And obviously, I very much understand that he's going to get his worth. He's worth $20 million. But to the sense of what he's saying there, this guy would have played for a $100,000 contract a year. As long as he has his fishing, his hunting, he probably has a massive truck and a nice house and his family, and playing football, I think this guy would have been Jack Campbell would have been I'm good to go. Yep. Make sure I have a house and I can fish and hunt and play football. That's all I want. And there's food on the table for my family. That's the vibe he gives off and he gave off yesterday in that press conference, which I told you boys in the back, I think Jack Campbell's the greatest Lion ever. Dude, that fired me up. When in Detroit Lions history, no, dead serious, when in Detroit Lions history have we had a Lions player legit be I want to be here and I would do it at any price, and I even told them, I don't care if I'm the highest paid, when he should have broken the market. We've never had that. No one's done it. Kelvin hasn't done it. Stafford didn't do it. They tried to do it with Sue, and Sue left. No one ever has been okay with being I'll take less. You know what? Give me $100,000, I'll stay.
Yeah, because
no
they
one.
sucked.
They sucked. Exactly. And that's the new,
why would I take less?
But that's the new age Lions where it's hey, we actually have players who want to be a part of this core. And they're willing to do that.
That's shocking. It's like I can't wrap my head around where we're at right now with the Detroit Lions. It's insane. And that's why I think, in my mind, Jack's the greatest ever.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, let's not get
This
carried
is
away.
where people that are new to the show, Booner is the king. He's the king of saying of all time. He says of all time for a lot of different
And people
things.
take it literal, by the way, and it's obviously not as
So
literal.
I'll be Booner's translator. When Booner says Jack Campbell's the greatest Lion of all time, he means Jack Campbell is one of the greatest Lions of all time, or an amazing Detroit Lions.
Yeah, 'cause
player.
I wouldn't even put him in the all-time category just
I'm
yet.
trying to translate the best
yet.
I can. It's he's a great Detroit Lion.
Yeah,
there you go. There's your translator.
It's a little better.
But yeah,
Thank
get used to
you
the
for being my,
get used to the all timers. He's firing off a lot, but I do agree with you for the most part. Just talking about him as a player, I think it's very uncommon that you have a guy that says, hey, I'll take a little bit less. Like his teammate Tyler Linderbaum. I mean, he got paid, but by the way, he went to the Raiders, who are a disaster. So I can't necessarily blame him. I think the biggest takeaway, on top of the fact that he took less, and you give him a ton of credit, is how the contract is structured. I think that's something people need to talk more about because Brad Holmes, especially from my perspective, I've been comparing him or tried to compare him to Howie Roseman and all these other GMs. He's structuring contracts like Howie Roseman and these other GMs. I was talking to Neil about it yesterday, and if you really dive into the numbers of Jack Campbell's contract, I mean, cap hit for 2026, almost $5 million, $5 million for 2027, $9 million for 2028, and then it jumps up to 24 and for 2029 and 16 for 2030, but then there's void years. So
something he doesn't normally do.
exactly. So keeping the contract cheap early, pushing the money back, and then guess what? What's going to happen is in 2029 they're going to extend him again and keep pushing the money back. You only do things like this for players are going to be with your organization for a long time, and I think they think Jack Campbell's that guy. So kudos to Brad for structuring the contract. They usually do a really good job with some of these. Like, go look at Kirby's, go look at Aleem's, but Jack Campbell's contract is structured in a way where they'll have money up front to still go out and spend. So to kind of go back to that window conversation, like that gives them a little more flexibility in that area.
That's the real question.
But not even talking about talk about this next year, not this one coming up, but the next year when Jack would have been on his fifth-year option. The fifth-year option was $20+ million, correct? What's fifth-year option? Mostly all cap hit, correct?
Yeah.
So you look at that, and then you look at what's next year's cap hit for Jack Campbell. It's $5 million.
Yeah.
So they saved by opting out. For people who are like, why would you not opt out? You can get one more year out of him. They saved over $15 million next season in 2027 when it comes to Jack Campbell's cap hit, based off of them making that move. Not a lot of people realize that.
Yeah.
Like, we could talk about the voids. We could talk about all that, pushing it back in the front or the back of the contract. What needs to be talked about is he was like, all right, I'll take it. Like, obviously, any linebacker, anyone, they asked him at the beginning of that about Tyler Linderbaum, about how he handled it in Baltimore. And Tyler Linderbaum was like, you guys aren't going to take my fifth year? I'm going to go out and check free agency out then. Like, if you're not going to do me right by giving me my fifth-year option, I'm going to go see what free agency's like then. And then what happened with them? The Ravens thought that if they opted out of the fifth year, that they would be able to re-sign Tyler Linderbaum. And what did he do? He goes to the Raiders. He gets a massive deal. Yeah. Guess what Jack Campbell didn't do? They opted out of the fifth year. Instantly, everyone was like, oh, no. Like, he played with Tyler Linderbaum. He knows Tyler Linderbaum.
Yeah.
And he just left the Ravens after opting out. Everyone thought there was a chance.
Well, the Lions did. They opted out.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
the Lions.
Jack Campbell opted out.
No. The Lions opted out. Jack Campbell easily could have gone out and been like, you know what? If you're going to opt out of that, I'm going to go test free agency.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get 22, 23.
Yep.
But Linderbaum is kind of like an outlier, though, because most NFL franchises, if it's cheaper to just sign him to the contract now, a lot of teams will opt
They
to
would,
do
but
that.
the center was a different position.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing with the edge position. It was it's a very similar thing because the center goes based off of offensive line as a whole,
so
right?
it was like insane.
And the linebacker goes off of as well some of these outside linebackers that are coming off the edge, the Micah Parsons. So Jack easily could have said, hey, I'm going to go test free agency if you're going to opt out of my fifth year. Yeah. Instead, he goes, you know what? I want to be a Detroit Lion. I want to help the team out any way I can save money. Jack Campbell and the Lions saved $15 million in a cap hit for 2027. That's insane. Imagine what you could do with a $15 million cap hit in 2027.
I think that fifth-year option, too, I think it's all guaranteed.
It's all guaranteed. It's all your cap hit. It's a full 20
That's why most
million.
teams would avoid it,
yes.
if they can.
But again, most teams, when you do it, like you're taking the risk of that guy walking and going to get that money somewhere else. They knew Jack wasn't going to do that. They saved $15 million in 2027.
But the question is,
huge.
What you doing with that money?
Exactly.
Because this ain't how Brad normally operates.
What does that do? And it makes me think a little bit. It kind of sets it up to where Brad, the way they structure this deal, Brad and Mike Disner, shout out to Mike Disner. He's the one that kind of does a lot of these deals. Probably going to take Rod Wood's position, you would hope. But you would think, though, here that they make this deal the way they did and they saved that $15 million on the 5th year. So in my mind, as much as we all hate it, so they're able to find a way to get Sam Laporta and as well as like a Jahmyr Gibbs and a Brian Branch.
So the money's going to their own guys.
It's going to go to their own guys. You would think, right? Like the Brian Branch. Like you would think that now they're finding $15 million here, $15 million there.
There's rumors they want to sign Laporta as well. So
by the end of the offseason,
I think
Shefty said.
They're going to probably end up doing that. Because we're over here begging for a $3 million edge rusher. I mean, jokingly, and Jadeveon Clowney. I think it's going to go to their own players. I mean, there's a reason Brad is you know, he worked in PR. I think he's one of those. I think there's other GMs like Trajan Langdon. I don't think he's worked in PR, but they have they're very calculated in the way they speak, and when they say things, they're very careful of what they say. Like Brad Holmes, you see him during the pre-draft process. He never says anything.
Right.
Because
Except
he knows.
for when he get up there like, oh, y'all know me. I feel like I do that too much.
Exactly. But he did say when Lions Collective, we had a chance to talk to him, is he straight up was like, yeah, we want to keep all these guys. And for him to say that, you got to assume he's going to make it happen.
Well, that's why you see
usually you don't come
are.
out and be like, yeah, we want to make sure we get these done. You could maybe be a little non-committal. Well, we just got to see how but he straight up, I want to get these guys signed.
Yep.
And he wasn't afraid. And we'll get to it later in the show because we're going to talk about Brian Branch as well because we'll go to the chat around noon. He ain't afraid of that Achilles injury. So take that how you wish, but I don't think he's scared of that Achilles injury at all.
I would love to just sit down in a room with whoever the people are, like the crew that they have doing cap stuff in Allen Park.
Yeah.
Because it's one of the more interesting things. Like it's something that, like you said, like Howie Roseman and they do in Philly, but they have to kind of do it on a different level here in Detroit because, in my opinion, like you have more all-pro players. And and Howie, the difference between Howie and Brad is Howie will let go of some of those guys. Brad's let it very well known that Brad wants to keep all of those guys. So as you kind of go through this process, it's like, hey, you have to get probably, you have to dig into these cap hits and these contracts way more deeper than any other team probably has in the history of the NFL.
I mean, the Eagles let Josh Sweat walk, and he had 2 sacks in the Super Bowl. They won. Yeah. So Josh Sweat's a really good player.
But again, Lions won't do that. So like that, whoever's in that cap room, Mike Disner and whoever his crew is in there. I know there's another guy that's pretty well known that Lions fans know. I can't remember his name. But there's another guy that does it as well. Those guys, like, they're getting in their bags when it comes to these contracts.
That's why other organizations pluck these guys away. I mean, the Commanders hired one. You got all these different organizations that are plucking Lions guys away that handle the cap because they do structure it very well. It's just to your point. It's not necessarily how the contracts are set up. We talk about it all the time. People have a problem with Aleem's contract, which I'm with you. They can get out of it this year.
Absolutely.
So, like, he always has smart outs. It's not like he signs terrible deals like Kirby Joseph. You can get out of that deal at some point if it fails miserably. So it's not necessarily the contract structure. It's to your point is we're going to walk away from you, or we're not going to pay you.
Do you guys know something that's actually someone put in here and said has anyone from Terrion Arnold's draft year earned a second contract? That's actually it's like a blessing and a curse in disguise because
Tate Ratledge.
Maybe. Tate's the only one.
That was Ty Lee.
That was Ty Lee.
So the TA one, who was the second round pick?
And it's Rake
Straw.
Rake Straw. Okay. So has anyone in that year, Christian Mahogany? You thought maybe he would, but he's kind of
it's really TA.
But it's a blessing in disguise, though, boys, because you've had so many good draft class that each year you're having to re-sign. Now there's going to be a gap here coming up to where you might not have to re-sign anyone from a draft class. Yeah. Which is
and Neil was kind of making an argument this morning. Do the Lions even have any more room for those type of players? Like these type of deals, like you raise a rookie up, they become good, and then you're going to pay them this massive contract. How many more times can they go to the well and do that?
That's why you have to make decisions.
Yeah, you got to.
And eventually, somebody not going to get paid.
But that's the problem. Like they're putting themselves in a position. I'll tell you what. This is what's happening. They're putting themselves in a position to where, let's say this year, Blake Miller works out, or some of your other draft picks, Derek Moore works out, you're in a position to where those guys, you won't have a choice but to let them walk when their contract's up. Yeah. Because you're paying every single player for years.
Or you pay a guy like they are right now where they're coming up on their 5th-year option, or if they're not a first-round pick, well, you extend them for 3-4 years, and then when Derek Moore's up 4 years later, you walk away from that guy.
Exactly.
You're not going to be able to keep the real thing is you're not going to be able to keep a lot of guys in Detroit for a while. You might be able to give a guy like Sam Laporta a 3 or 4 year deal, but then once Derek Moore, Blake Miller, see you later. Yeah. So that's why, as much as we can joke like, oh, the 2024 draft class, there's no guys they gave extensions to. Like That sucks, bro. Like, you'd want good players in this draft class. That
course.
you could at least be like, yeah, we can walk
But
away.
it might turn out to be a good thing.
It might.
for them.
It
gonna
might
turn into apple
really the
picking
only
season,
two are
man.
TA. If TA has a big year this year,
And that's
which-
a maybe still at this
and
point.
we'll see. And then
Yeah.
Christian Mahogany. That's really it.
We're-
Baki,
we're-
Wingo, Manu, and Rakestraw.
No,
Doesn't
all
looking
can-
too good.
We're
All can go
turning
to this
the
point.
Detroit Lions franchise is gonna be apple picking season, man. You got to choose which ones you want to pick,
Yeah.
and you're gonna have to.
Eventually, you're going to run
You got to
into
get the best ones, and you got to make a decision. It's
Yeah.
gonna come up, and it's gonna come up quick.
That's the reality. Let's go to break. When we get back, we'll talk more Jack Campbell. He talked about the defense. Super Bowl caliber defense.
this. Question mark?
It's the first time we've heard that word with a player this offseason.
Real
Super
quick,
Bowl.
we can say though, Jack Campbell, greatest line of all time.
You're ridiculous.
Yeah, I ain't going that
No?
far.
Okay.
So he's better than Barry Sanders.
Tell us about the greatest pouches of all time.
Getting
Thrive.
there. All right, Thrive. Let me
getting
tell you about
there.
Thrive. Jack Campbell probably uses Thrive. Most people think energy comes in 16-ounce cans full of sugar and neon-colored liquid, but you do know better, just like Jack Campbell does. It's time to upgrade your game with Thrive energy pouches. It's not your daddy's dip. It's a tobacco-free, nicotine-free mental powerhouse packing 300 milligrams of clean and smart caffeine, including alpha GPC and L-theanine. You get no jitters, no sugar crash, zero bloating. It's Thrive. It can be found on dipstop.com. And remember to use promo code WSN for 15% off your entire order and exclusively at all Market Fresh and Market Square location. It's Thrive, man. Clean energy, zero distractions. They just effing work, man.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new face, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
I hate to tell you, energy drinks, but you're about to be crushed. Thrive nootropic energy pouches are here to change the game by delivering steady, focused performance in a clean white pouch for a fraction of the cost. And unlike other brands, Thrive comes from an American company that's been leading the way for over 30 years. So stop drinking gut-rot energy drinks and why don't you thrive for a change? It's just better.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
All right, let me tell you guys about Art and Jake's, one of the greatest places, establishments of all time. The boys, you could find us there. We're typically there on Saturday nights watching UFC, which I think there's one coming up, and they always play the UFC events.
Yeah,
on
the White
Saturdays.
House.
The White House is coming up, so we'll be there. We'll actually be at Art and Jake's watching it there. Make sure you guys go check it out. They have over 80 wall-to-wall TVs, 22 draft beers on tap, and a menu packed with fan favorites. They actually have a crunch time appetizer. Fun fact, go try that out. And they got exactly what you're looking for. Make sure right there you see it. Scan the QR code right next to me and download the A&J app today and join AJ's Fan Club and follow them at Art and Jake's on socials. Find a location near you. It's a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
How did you guys kind of process last year not making the playoffs, and how is that kind of driving you guys this year?
I don't think about the past a lot, but it definitely is a chip on your shoulder. And I'll say this, every single guy they brought in was for a reason. And every single guy that they brought in, I've been super impressed with. And I feel like you got to have the right mindset. We're in a league now. I don't know if I should say this, but we're in a league now where, like, they don't really let you play the way that it probably should be played or the way it should look like on the field. So you got to get guys with a mindset of just like, I'll do whatever it takes to win. And especially now with younger guys coming in, I mean, they've come from, and this is just how it is, but a lot, like the NIL, people telling them how good they are. Like you just kind of got to learn to be at the bottom of the barrel and grind it out again, and just learn, like, this isn't 7-on-7 that we're playing, even though they're trying to make it that way. And you got to have a guy with the right mindset that, like, I'm going to go, like, I don't know. It's just like, it's a mindset that I really can't explain, but it's like, you got to, like, kind of be dark. I don't know. Yeah.
In your mind, does this defense have that?
I mean, I think so. I mean, I can't get into every person's head, but, like, I feel like everybody I've, like, kind of talked with, and something that I've noticed is nothing's more important than winning a Super Bowl. And again, like, it's so cliche to say that in May because everyone's goal is to win a Super Bowl, but I just feel like we have the guys that we're gonna, like, if you get knocked down, they're getting back up every single time. They're never giving up. And you just got bell cows. And I feel like that's something that I've kind of noticed early on. Today was our first day of phase 3. It wasn't perfect, but it was refreshing to see guys out there who are just hungry. And I feel like that's going to carry you a long way.
There you go, Jack Campbell talking about the defense. He is all business. That's what that guy is.
Straight face.
All freaking business.
I'm scared to do it. I ain't gonna hold you.
You know what you notice? The big thing with Jack, he's of course grown as a player, but he's grown so much vocally as a leader.
Yeah.
Like, Jack wouldn't have said any of those things, obviously his rookie year, but even his second year.
Yeah.
Like, you could tell he's like, I'm the green dot. This is my defense. And they
Yeah.
told him that, but now he's talking like it. He's talking about the players coming in like, I've been impressed with them. Like, he's the guy they have to
It
impress.
sounds like, too, he's, like, met with every player. The way he talked about him, he's
I
like,
respect
everyone that
it.
I've met with. It's like, it sounds like this guy's, like, taking over the locker room on the defensive
That's
side
why
of the
you
ball.
pay him.
And he
Yeah.
sits in there and he meets with guys and, like, he talks and figures that out. And the fact, too, that he brought up, like, the guys they brought in, I think that was, like, every Lions fan's worry. It's like, when you're bringing these guys in, are they going to fit? Is it going to be another Kendall Vildor? Like, who are you bringing in? And the fact that your green dot and your leader is stepping in and being like, they brought in all dogs.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I wanted to hear. I didn't want to hear anything else where it was like, yeah, no, it looks good. Like, no, he's like, goes out of his way to say, hey, every single guy that they've brought in this offseason, like, I love every single one of them. They bring energy. They all have the mindset, and the best thing about that, they all have the mindset of we're winning a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I think they went away from that last year. And I know people, I said, like, hey, I'm tired of hearing you guys say the word Super Bowl. Like, go out there and do it first. But I think the fact that it's not saying it. I think it's the mindset. Like, we're a Super Bowl team. Like, we need to train like that every day. Film room, we need to go into there with the mindset of we're trying to win a Super Bowl. Everything you eat, it's about, hey, am I eating the best nutrition stuff to put myself in a position to win a Super Bowl? Like, it all matters. And I feel like the last year or so, that's gotten taken away a little bit. Just a little, where people, maybe that mindset went away a little bit. Where you bring in like a Chuck Clark, I know people don't like, but that's a vet that knows what it takes to kind of, hey, this is what it takes to be in that Super Bowl mindset. You know what I mean? Like, we were talking to Braylon off air yesterday, and he said there's levels to it. Like, and just in all sports, there's levels. There's like, hey, you're a winner. You know, you can get to the playoffs, do this, maybe make a little noise, but like, once you start getting into these different levels of mindset, like that's what he said with the Pistons. Like, they need to get into that championship mindset. It sounded like that Jack Campbell and that defense, they're back in that mindset of, hey, for us to win a Super Bowl, we have to bring it every day, or we're not getting close to it. And I don't think they had that last year. I really don't. I think last year they were just happy. It felt like some guys were just happy to be there, happy to be in Allen Park. And then they went out and they got some dogs that are like, hey, I'm ready to be here to work.
That's why I've always said they've got a good, like, it's like a leadership council in the locker room on offense and defense. Like, on defense, they have guys like Jack Campbell, Aiden Hutchinson, and guys that have been there for a while now. With even, you want to bring up Lee McNeil, Kirby, Brian. They have guys, and DJ Reed's a vet, but just in that locker room, high character guys that if they were to bring in someone that's maybe a little, you know, doesn't fit them completely, I think they're at a point now where they'll fall in line, a lot of those guys. That's
the culture will prevail.
The culture will always prevail. I love what Jack said in the video we played. If you guys missed it, you can go back and watch it. It's what we're reacting to. Talked about the defense, Super Bowl mentality. He's doing exactly what a green dot is supposed to do. He's pumping up his guys. My question isn't does Jack Campbell or the Detroit Lions players have a Super Bowl mentality? My question is, does the coordinator have a Super Bowl mentality? And does your general manager have a Super Bowl mentality? Those are the two things I want to get answered. It's not the players, because the way we saw Calvin Shepard coaching this defense last year, you'd have thought this guy had a missing the playoffs mentality. And Brad Holmes, as much as I respect the guy, like there's been, things you say, well, it's like, are you trying to win the Super Bowl with some of these moves? It doesn't feel like you're being as aggressive. Like that's where my questions come into play. And this all ties back to the contender conversation. It's why I'm not going to call this team a contender because there's just too many questions. And the guy on your screen, Jack Campbell, I got no questions about. Zero. I ain't worried about him at all. All pro. How do you question him? But there's just things that are out of his control that I do question. Shout out Easy, though, for last year. Talking about Jack Campbell, love Easy, but he deserves no blame for last year. But Calvin Shepard and Brad Holmes, I think you can look at them and say, what's the mentality there for those two guys?
I do think like the mentality, as crazy as it sounds, especially in the Lions, dude, your defense, you have multiple all-pro players. You have multiple Pro Bowlers. It just comes down to what's your mindset. Are you really willing to go out there and put your body on the line to win a Super Bowl? And last year, yes, there were injuries, but there were also guys who just didn't play at a high level. It is what it is. Like that's why you moved on from Marcus Davenport. You moved on from specific players, Josh Paschal, because it was like, hey, these guys just aren't getting the job done. Yeah. You know, when we had this conversation, you know what I think of? There was a press conference in the middle of the season when things started going bad defensively. And I'm not going to talk about the Kelvin Shepard press conference where he was like, take this play away, like he does. I'm talking about when he was asked, are you worried about your defense or anything? And he goes, this is where we like to be. We love to be in this position. I remember that, and instantly that was where it clicked in my head where, hey, this defense isn't doing anything this year. Because when your back's against the wall and you're sitting there going, yeah, that's where we want to be.
I get Kelvin, why he would. You can understand why he would say
but that's
that.
Not where you want to be. Again, it keeps going back to as a coach, are you going to call your team out? No, we're bad. Like our defense is not good. Our back's against the wall. We don't like to be here. We were a Super Bowl contender going into the year. We need to put ourselves back in that position. We don't do you really like being outside of the playoffs looking in? Do you guys?
Of course not.
So why is he saying that?
I understand, but every solution can't be the coach just got to call them out.
But that's not it. But
you love that.
But that's just bad. It's all about
it's a callback to, hey, does your defense have that mindset that they're the best in the league? No, they don't, because you're sitting here telling them that they love to sit back. They love to be in the position of backs against the wall. No, man, you're a Super Bowl contending team. Act like it. That's how I look at it. And I think Jack Campbell speaking to the media, him being like, hey, we got the right guys in this building. It's like, finally, you got guys with Super Bowl mindsets.
Super Bowl mindsets, but Super Bowl talent.
Right. That's what it comes
But if you surround them with all pro players and those depth guys have that mindset, guys, that's a good team. You're going to be a top 12 defense in that case.
Shep could have went up there and said that. Dan Campbell could have went up there and said that. That don't necessarily make it the truth. Like you said, talent is the bigger issue. Are they good enough to be a Super Bowl?
Do you think that
defense?
Secondary, the depth they have, do you think they have the talent depth-wise?
If they stay healthy.
Thank you. That's all it is. Because last year I don't think they did.
Let's get to the linebackers. With Jack Campbell. Besides Jack, confident in what they got? I mean,
good shit, Jeff. Good shit.
And I'm not even trying to
kudos.
You know what? This isn't me trying to say oh, gotcha. I'm just trying to. We are all on the same page. Yeah. It's like, I mean, that defensive line
it sounds good. I'm glad Jack Campbell's saying that. Yeah, but how is it going to play out on the field?
It's not like Jack's going to come up there and be like, oh, you guys see this locker room, man.
They
there's a bunch of chumps in there.
Yeah, but
I just cussed out somebody.
This is where it's at. They didn't even ask him specifically about the teammates.
He brought it up.
No, he brought
them up, and he goes, and when a player does that, you know what that insinuates to me? Hey, in the back of his head, hey, we probably just didn't have the guys. We were good, but we didn't have the guys. But when he goes out of his way without getting asked it, the guys they brought in are guys with Super Bowl mindsets, and that we love in the building.
And I love the mindset.
That when you bring it up out of nowhere, then that means something to me.
But that's an expectation, though. Like you said,
but they didn't have that the last couple years.
I hear
defensively.
You, I expect them at this point in their tenure. I expect that from them.
Yeah, I agree. No, I'm with you on that.
You don't get rewarded for shit you're supposed to.
But I expected that last year, and they didn't have it. And I expected that 2 years ago, and then they lose.
We're about to find out if
Calvin
Calvin Shepard has that Super Bowl mentality. We're going to find out if Calvin Shepard has a Super Bowl mentality. I'll tell you what, though. I know who does have that Super Bowl mentality. Supreme Lending.
Hey.
Supreme Lending. Buying a home or refinancing is a big decision. Shout out Chad and Chris, like KG said. Because just like in sports, you need the right team behind you, and that's why we're so proud to welcome Supreme Lending to the Woodward Sports family. As a full-service lender, they boast a 99% close-on-time rate and a 97% customer satisfaction score. Here's all you do. When you apply for an eligible loan, mention Woodward Sports, and you will receive up to $500 off your appraisal. To score this deal, call the numbers on your screen today. Talk to Chad and Chris at Supreme Lending today.
cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
It's game on at Art & Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art & Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
We're excited to welcome our new partners at Founders Brewing and the legendary All Day IPA, because it marks this year the 15th year anniversary of All Day IPA. Helped define the session IPA category, but its fans are what made it last. It's citrusy, crisp, refreshing, balanced, everything. It's got everything at Founders. And at 4.7 ABV, it's built to go the distance for the entire game. So next time you're watching the game, make it an All Day IPA from Founders. Please drink responsibly. We're back. It's crunch time here on Woodward Sports, 11 to 1 weekdays. Hit the like button, people. We're trying to get Caleb to eat some glizzies. I mean, we're getting
150. He's
150.
He's eating 2 as fast as he can. We did the over/under at 3 minutes.
That might be pushed a little bit, but I mean, I could do. Again, I'm not a fast eater, but like I could.
I'll give you 5. I think 5 for you.
Thank
You think? I think 5 minutes is too easy. I could.
You want to join him on it?
2 Coney dogs in 5 minutes.
You want to jump in on that?
Yeah,
trend?
Boone. What if we made it a race?
Oh,
how we talking, baby?
Let's see what the chat says.
Primetime television.
We do what the chat. We do what the chat says.
No, go to the podium and call him out. That's all. No, Booner, that's not good enough.
Go to the podium and call his ass
so
out.
Funny,
before
we'll see if the chat. If we get to 150 and the chat's like Boone, you got to race Caleb. I would consider it. I would do it.
Bro.
By the way, before we get to,
I think our whole show should do it. Just everyone eating glizzies.
Okay. Before we get to Dan Campbell, we're going to talk about it. Make or break season for Dan Campbell. Wow. Before we get to that, super chats. Caleb, what do we got?
Yeah, we got one super chat here from LaBartney.
Shout out.
LaBartney. He says, A, we don't mention MD by his full name.
No, we don't.
B, you guys must be new. C, KG knows what's up. You should ask him. Shout out.
Labardi, I'm sorry. So Labardi is one of our long-standing chat members. He has a lot of money. He is out in Saudi Arabia or Dubai, to be specific.
The desert that Mass was talking about.
Yes, and he pays good money for us to not mention Marcus Davenport by name. So we normally would say MD whenever we would talk.
All right,
about
I apologize. You just said it.
Yeah, and I did. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Labardi, but
all right. You know what?
I'll get them together, man.
Yeah, I'll work on it.
He's probably put more money into this network than Davenport's contract.
He's a sponsor at this point. Shout out Labardi, man.
Shout out, MD. We don't want to mention his name either, all due respect. So we're with you. Let's get to Dan Campbell.
By the way, people are saying, please race. Please race.
Let's do it.
We got to get to 150.
You called them out.
150 likes. If we get 150 likes, I will race Caleb I'm going to say Chicago dogs. 2 Detroit dogs.
What?
2 conies.
2 conies.
2 conies. Yeah, Detroit
dogs.
was in a blender.
Sorry,
right.
I had my brain shut off for a second because I'm really nervous about racing.
Caleb, you just intimidated him.
So wait, y'all gonna eat the glizzies and then race? What is going on?
No. Whoever finishes is the 2 first.
Oh, okay.
We might need like a medical. We might need like a medic.
I think 2's not
they're
crazy.
gonna have a heart attack.
Someone's either gonna choke or
fucking heart.
I think I'll run circles around Caleb.
In a race?
Caleb, you're going to take that?
No, in the hot dog eating race.
You going to take that, Caleb?
I've said before, like, I'm a lot of things, but I'm not a liar. And one thing, no.
What are you lying about, Caleb? What are you lying? What am I lying about?
No, I'm saying that I will admit that I'm not bigger guy, but not a fast eater. I
want you guys to take those O's away.
I still don't think you would. I don't even know if you'd finish.
Stand on it, Caleb.
You don't think I can finish 2 hot dogs?
I don't even know if you'd finish.
So
2 hot dogs.
What you're saying is he would win the sprint, you'd win the marathon. If we did
he just said he doesn't think I could finish eating 2 hot dogs. It's like a normal meal.
If we took this thing the distance, you would win this thing.
Yeah, I'm a known marathon runner, not sprinter.
But not a sprinter.
Not a sprinter.
That's fair.
All right, we're gonna. I want to get to 150 now because I want to eat the 2 Coney dogs and beat you. We're at 73 right now. The likes just went up very fast.
Can I throw out? So I know we're kind of just chopping it up about glizzies now, but I do want to have a serious conversation about Dan Campbell. I want to throw something out to you guys. Tell me if I'm crazy on this, all right? Because we have the topic in here. Is it make or break for Dan Campbell? Obviously, it's a little hyperbole, a little bit, tiny bit. There is a lot of pressure on Dan Campbell. I wouldn't say he's on the hot seat right now. I would not say that, but we do have to have a conversation just about the future a little bit and what that entails. This is why we have the offseason. We can have these conversations. And although Dan Campbell is so beloved in the city of Detroit, there's no question about it, and he's turned the franchise around. You guys know how this league works. It's what have you done for me lately? And lately, the Detroit Lions have not won a playoff game in the last 2 years. That's what's happened. So, and you're at a time now where you're beyond regular season success. Like, that was sweet. Obviously, winning your division's important, but they went 15-2 and lost, and they didn't win a playoff game. And the only people talk about that year now is not winning the playoff game, losing to Jaden Daniels and Jared Goff's picks. No one mentions anymore the 15 games.
No.
Even though it was a massive deal.
Yeah.
So
First
you
time
are
in
now
franchise
in the
history.
postseason era where everything's focused on the postseason. So for Dan, there's a lot of pressure there. Like, it is about postseason. You are in that contender status, although I might not agree with it. That's where you're to the mentality.
Yeah.
You have to have that mentality every year. You have to make the postseason and compete in the postseason. That's just the playoff part. The other question I have with Dan Campbell is the coordinators. And no one, I know we talk about it, but have we really talked about it? Like, looking at when he first got here till now, when you look around the NFL, there's not a lot of head coaches that get, really rarely any, multiple opportunities to hire coordinators. Usually if you fail a couple times, you're fired. It happens. The only guy that actually has gotten more chances is Nick Sirianni, but he's won a Super Bowl and been to another.
Yeah.
He's had opportunities to get his coordinators right. Dan Campbell, this is a big one with Drew Petzing because you have Anthony Lynn, who failed, and no one talks about that, and I understand it, but he still didn't work out. Ben Johnson worked out tremendously, set records. John Morton failed.
Yeah.
Drew Petzing, question mark.
Also, we forgot one in there, a small one, Aubrey Pleasant. He fired Aubrey Pleasant mid-season, and that was another coordinator that he kind of let go.
So there's those questions about the and he's an offensive guy, so it's fair to have those conversations. Aaron Glenn, we could say, he got a job, so we'll call that a success. Calvin Shepard, question mark. So for Dan, it's the lack of the missing the playoffs, obviously, not winning a playoff game in multiple years, and also it's the coordinator stuff. So Drew Petzing and Calvin, you kept Calvin. Everyone was criticizing Calvin. You didn't make any changes on the defensive staff. That one is a big one because if Calvin flames out miserably, Dan Campbell's going to look like the clown. I mean, he just is, all due respect.
Yeah.
Because that's his guy. That comes with the territory. You can't take on the leadership role, and then when it's Calvin's fault, be like, I don't know, he just stinks. No, you chose to keep him. So for Dan, I don't think he's on the hot seat, but this year is a big year for him in terms of what I think the public should be thinking of Dan Campbell. I think there should be more concerns if this year goes to shit. We'll see.
If the question is it a make or break year for Dan Campbell? The only way I would say it's a break and he really gets on the hot seat, it's to a little bit to that point, but it's like, what happens? Like, if you end up losing in the playoffs, how did you lose? Like, I saw someone in the chat, it was Ed O'Neill, put in there, he has cost you games before. Not about coordinators, but in regards to time management and clock management, play calling, different scenarios that Dan's put you going for it on fourth down. And I know a lot of people are like well, if you like it when he goes for it on this time or this time. The one thing that I always go back to with Dan Campbell and him being aggressive in the fourth downs and things that going for 2 points, Jeff, is you bring this up all the time. Like, he just needs to really learn. He needs to be adaptable in different situations, right? Like, you have to read the room a little bit when it comes to going for it on fourth downs. The best example you can give is the Philadelphia Eagles game last year. He just kept going for it on fourth down and kept going for it on fourth down. And in hindsight, you look back, and he even kind of said it in that Eagles game. If he just punched the ball throughout the game, you probably only need a field goal down the stretch to win that game, right? Like, you're in a completely different situation in that game. So if you go into this year and you end up missing the playoffs or losing a playoff game and you don't win a playoff game, and it's because Dan Campbell's decision-making again, then yeah, I think it's one of those break seasons where he goes, okay, now we really have to question, can you win with him, right? Yeah. That's when it starts coming up. Now, the coordinator thing, I think the only one that you could really push back is the Calvin Shepard. Like, if you're – the only way you could push back on that is, dude, if you're like 23rd again in defense, but if Calvin Shepard can get this team in the top 15 defensively, even if it's like 14th, and you win a playoff game and then you lose, I'm not going at Dan Campbell about Kelvin Shepard. There was an improvement. Like, you saw it. Was he great? Maybe not, but you saw it. But to me, the only way you really truly get on some sort of hot seat is if you're going through the season, and again, what is it, year 6 for Dan Campbell, boys?
Yeah.
Year 6?
Year 6.
You're in year 6, and you're losing games because of decision-making or the aggressiveness. And I know there are fans out there who enjoy the 4th down ones. They're like, let Dan be Dan. But, again, I'm going to use your point against you all the time when it comes to this, and I think you agree. Situationally, you have to be able to adjust. You have to know the game you're in. You have to know the team you're playing. You have to know the weather. That Philadelphia Eagles game, going for it as many times as he did, it's just not it. You're in that game if you're punting the ball. You would probably win that game if you decide to punt the ball instead of constantly going for it, even if your defense is bad. So it's like, I think that's the one thing that Dan Campbell needs to figure out a little bit still, and it sucks because you're in year 6. This was something in year 2 that people were going at him for. So if he can figure that out and you're not losing games because of him, then I think it's okay. Like, you're not on the hot seat. If you're losing it because the player's just not making plays and he's putting, okay, I can deal with that.
Yeah.
I can't deal with the head coach making boneheaded decisions and you losing games for it.
And it's unfortunately the business we're in. Coordinators factor into that. It's on his plate if the coordinators fail. If Drew Petzing and Kelvin Shepard don't work out, it's Dan Campbell's fault. It's just how the business is. Especially if you're a head coach like Dan Campbell, and he's been so good at it, where he's the CEO type of head coach. A lot of guys, that's why a lot of coaches take initiative and they're like, I'm calling plays because I don't trust anybody else to call plays.
Yeah.
He's a CEO. Look at John Harbaugh. Well, John is actually, he was with the Ravens for a while.
Yeah.
But what happened the last year or two of John Harbaugh? I mean, he just couldn't get his coordinators right. I mean, his defensive coordinator sucked every single year. But John Harbaugh's kind of like that, special teams guy, CEO type head coach. Obviously, different situations. But my point is, even great head coach, when you're not getting coordinators right, it's bad. It's just bad. So, yeah, decision making is a big one with Dan Campbell, but you got to hit on both these coordinators. I don't think he should be fired if he doesn't, but, man, that seat gets hotter in my opinion. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, I hate to toot my own horn here, but when we did more to lose and more to gain, I definitely pointed out
up
Dan Campbell, and I think that is for a reason. Now, I don't think he'll be in the hot seat here locally unless they take a step back in terms of wins. Like, if you don't make the playoffs again this year, and you lose more games on top of that, then I think there are conversations of, okay, is Dan Campbell really the coach of the future? I think it's to the point where if it was between Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes, they would opt to keep Dan Campbell just based on what he means to the city, the fact that he's been here before, he was a Lion. He knows what 0-16 looks like. He's become a symbol in this city, and we do have to account for that. But I think nationally, he could take a big hit this year. And like you said, the coordinator thing is probably the biggest thing of it all because, yeah, he's going to have those games where he might get too emotionally invested. He might think he has a feel on a certain down and goes for it and misses and they lose the game because of it. I'm not even mad at that because at least you're going out on your own shield, for lack of better words, and you're going out there and trying to win ball games. I'm not mad when 4th downs fail because at least you're going out there and trying to take the throw to the other team. I'm not mad at that at all. But the coordinator situation, you got to hit on that this year. Kelvin Shepard cannot fail. You cannot follow up, Johnny Moe, who you locked in on last year as, hey, this is the guy. I don't even remember conversations about any other guy last year but Johnny Moe, and you saw how that turned out. You end up taking the play calling in week 10. That cannot happen again. So I think if the coordinator goes to shit, and I mean both of them have to hit at the same time.
What happens if it's one or the other? Like, what if Drew Petzing comes in and I'm not going to say Ben Johnson, but he's at a high level.
That's an indictment.
He hit on Drew Petzing because Drew Petzing wasn't just a hire where they were like, oh, he's going to be a good OC. Everyone was shocked by the Drew Petzing hire.
That's
so
an
if he hits on
indictment.
that,
That's an indictment to me.
Yeah, like what if he hits on that and then the Kelvin Shepard one?
Still a bad look.
Yeah, because then we're looking at, okay, we got to get another defensive coordinator, and that's yet another fire.
I think Kelvin would be the worst one because everyone wanted him gone last year.
And he stuck his neck out for him.
Stuck your neck out for him and didn't make a single change on defense.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm going to preface this. I know we talked a lot about the make or break stuff. This organization, this Detroit, I'm speaking, if I'm just what the Lions would do, they ain't fired.
No, of course not.
It would take this guy to miss the playoffs for 5 years to fire him.
Yeah,
but we're just having a conversation of what we think should be, or at least looked at as that quote-unquote
But will the fans turn if they don't make the playoffs again, or they fail in the playoffs again?
You
the fans will begin to turn.
If you miss the playoffs, I think that's massive because you have the easiest schedule in the NFL. You're re-signing all these guys.
Right.
You brought in this whole new free agent class. You got Blake Miller. If you miss the playoffs again,
Hey,
that's pitchforks, and people are going at Allen Park being like, what's happening?
And guess what? How many more times can you use the injury excuse too?
Oh,
like injuries happen.
I'll be honest with you. I thought going into last year the injury excuse was done. Like I was like, you can't have that excuse anymore. And then last year people still used it. So I was shocked last year. This year it's like, hey, even if guys goes down, you have the easiest schedule in the entire NFL.
Right.
Yeah,
easiest.
KG, I think you make a great point. Like you just bring up all the the acquisitions they made, bringing back other guys. I think if they missed the playoffs last year, a coach isn't going to miss the playoffs 2 years in a row and have their seat not be a little bit hot. But if you miss the playoffs 2 years in a row, I think Brad Holmes' seat is much hotter than Dan Campbell. And I think if they miss the playoffs, I think next year is like truly make or break. If you miss it 3 years in a row, I think people are there's gonna be some jobs lost here, and it would be
who would be the first one that
I told
gets let
you,
go?
if it's between Dan and Brad, they are choosing Brad. Like Dan's gonna be here.
Yeah, you think Brad's the first one that would get fired?
They would fire Brad.
Wow. Yeah, because Dan, that's a good point. Dan is like an icon in the city. He's like the face of Detroit when it comes to the Lions.
And who's putting the team together? It's Brad Holmes.
Brad, yeah. He's the one that is not getting Dan the right pieces, if that's
I've
the
always
case.
said, like, people are like, well, Brad isn't, he's the guy that likes, he drafts and develops and re-signs his guys. And people are like, Dan's in complete lockstep. I think Dan just understands that's his job. Like, and I'm going to support Brad because he's a good teammate, and that's why those two work really well together. But if you got a GM, I don't want Brad gone, by the way. I want Brad here. But if you hypothetically were to get another GM, Dan would just go with that guy. I mean, Dan just goes with the flow.
And just to be honest,
he might have his opinion on stuff, but he's not going to fight a GM over his, know.
And if you paid attention to some of the offseason comments by Brad and Dan is kind of starting to stray away. I think Dan maybe wants to go for it a little more, maybe be more aggressive. And I don't think Brad Holmes he doesn't seem to want to do it.
We've talked about that.
But if you paid attention, they've they're differing of opinions a little bit.
Yeah, that was where the report was that they're butting heads, and I said it before that report came out. I said it would be like unethical if you're a GM and a head coach that if you just missed the playoffs after going to NFC Championship 2 years ago, you lose in the playoffs, then you miss it. Dude, it would be like, how much do you really love the game and love the organization if you two aren't butting heads? Mm-hmm. You should be. Like, if I'm Dan, I'm going to Brad being like, dude, I need a defensive line. I need that. I need an offensive line. You get, like, look what Brad got Dan Campbell last year O-line wise. It was nothing. Yeah. Like, hey, Brad, I need an offensive line. And I think there was a little bit of butting heads, whether they want to admit it or not, because, hey, like, they're competitive guys, correct? That's why they are where they are.
Let's go to break. When we get back, we'll play this Jeremiah Love clip. He didn't know who Jared Goff was. Jeremiah Love. Yeah, first-round pick. We're going to play that clip when we come back, talk about it. We'll get to the chat, too. Fire those comments away. And also like the stream because we're about 70 away from
I think we might have to. I think we're going to end up having to eat some glizzies.
Some hot dogs, Booner.
Yeah. Before we go to break, though, got to hear about our friends over at Black Rock. Way better than glizzies, by the way.
Let me tell you guys about Black Rock. If you want a steak, this is the place you got to go. Looking for the perfect spot to host your next get-together or party, head to Black Rock Bar and Grill, home of the steak on the stone. You see it there. Look at that steak on there. Are those onion rings, too? That just looks incredible, that tower there. Whether it's a graduation party, baby shower, rehearsal dinner, or next big watch party, they have it all. Food, drinks, atmosphere. And the best part about it, there is truly something for everyone. When we go to Black Rock, Jeff just gets a salad every time, and he gets a mocktail. They have it. Whatever you want, they have it. Make sure you book your next event today at Black Rock Bar and Grill and find a location near you at blackrockrestaurants.com.
Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
This is a hungry bear. This is Carl and Jeff. Carl isn't worried because he has focused energy to spare thanks to Thrive energy pouches. Jeff didn't use Thrive when Carl offered. The bear is happy about that. Don't just survive. Thrive.
Head to WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
Let me tell y'all about Loom. I'll be making a visit there fairly soon, probably within the next couple of days. And what I'll be doing is I will be saving 30% off my entire order because I'm going to use code WSN30 to get 30% off my entire order. And that is online or in store. It don't matter, man, because Loom Cannabis, they have got your favorite greens for less than full price. And it's time, man. Save some money. Also, if you go to Loom, you'll get that free shake ounce just for stopping in if you are new. But you can find this at loom.com or any of their 40 locations across the great state of Michigan. It's Loom Cannabis.
We're back. It's Crunch Time on Woodward Sports, 11 to 1 weekdays. By the way, this clip, Amon-Ra St. Brown, the podcast, St. Brown Brothers podcast is back. And they recorded an episode with Jeremiah Love, the new Cardinals running back who they drafted high. And they asked him about some NFL players. They do this. They've done this before. And Jeremiah Love did not know who Jared Goff was. Let's play the clip.
More players, and you just got to tell me who they are. You ready?
Yeah.
Here you go. I don't know this first guy. No, wait, hold on. You don't know the first? We're going to stop. I don't know him, bro. Can you turn that around? To you. He doesn't know the first guy. He looked like old dude Andrew Garfield. Is that showing the? That's Andrew Garfield, and this is the Notre Dame guy. There's no way. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Jared Goff, have you heard of him? Yeah, I heard of him. That's him? That's him, yep. It's all good. Next card. I don't know. Arvell Reese. Okay, that's easy. Everyone's getting that one. Hey, you show the camera who that is? I have no idea.
Nah, bro.
Really? Whiteout. One of the best whiteouts ever. Oh, I know him. This Megatron in. There you go. Yeah, I thought this was him. Yeah, when he looked a little bit different than what I seen on TV. Okay. This guy, I don't know him. Okay, that's a little harder. He's one of the highest paid players in football at this position. Notre Dame. Went to Notre Dame. So what this tells me is, like, you went to Notre Dame, right? You love to claim Notre Dame, but you don't know your own people. But, like, I know names, not faces. Oh, there you go. I know a name. If you tell me a name. You hear? Now he's trying to pull his shit on you. He said he's autistic. That's what I'm saying, bro. He pulled a fact. You heard that? I know names, not faces. You know names, not faces. Like, yeah. Okay, so like Notre Dame, though. Bro. I got a little bit to me, kicker from Notre Dame. Kicker? I don't know, bro. Like he's like on the Cowboys. Blake Group? Don't know, bro. He did go to Notre Dame too. But he's Brandon Aubrey. Brandon Aubrey? See, I ain't never heard of him. Okay, that's fair enough. He's a kicker, bro. Like, he's a kicker. He only went for 1 year. He played soccer. He played soccer. It's Notre Dame. This is Brock Bowers, ain't it? No, it's not. That's he was on the Madden cover. Retired on the Browns.
I don't know, man.
Peyton Hillis?
Nah, I never heard of him.
Makes sense. Hey, he might be autistic. Just a little bit, bro. I am. I'm joking. Just a little bit, bro. I'm playing, bro. No, those are hard, though. Those are hard. Especially that last one. Sure.
I mean, that is
Come on, dude.
Shout out Jeremiah Love. I mean, he. I'll say this to kind of stick up for him a little bit. There's a lot of athletes. I won't even just say NFL guys, but athletes that don't know anything about the sport they play. Yeah, they're just they have God-given abilities and they work their asses off.
There's some that say they've never watched a game. I can't remember who it was.
DJ Moore. Yeah. He never watched games growing up. He said the first Super Bowl he's ever watched was the one he attended in LA.
That's crazy.
He watched cartoons, movies. He never watched any NFL games.
That's insane.
It's like that sometimes.
He said Jared Goff looked like Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, that's
that
crazy.
Doesn't even look
That's crazy.
fit.
But in Jeremiah Love's case, it just seems like he knew the name, but he didn't know the face. And it can be hard to know the face when these guys wear helmets all the time. So,
man,
and
that's also fair.
Yeah, like, Detroit sports, he probably ain't following Detroit sports if he's not from here. So I can cut him a little.
The quote says here, it might have been at the end when we cut it off. It said, he's a quarterback. Was he good? Oh, he's on your team right now, to Amon-Ra.
No, that was hilarious.
That's what he said.
So
he was like, who's this guy? He's on your team right now?
And he doesn't look like Andrew Garfield.
Oh,
he looks like Ryan Gosling. Okay?
Jay Stees in the chat says, he just called dude autistic to his face, ?
He did.
I mean, I think Jeremiah Love came out and said, I think Jeremiah Love said it himself. Yeah. But it's not even about that. I think there's other players like DJ Moore. The guys don't watch NFL. They don't know. there's some players like Amon-Ra clearly is very familiar with what's happening around the league. But to KG's point, they wear helmets. And let's just keep it a stack. Jared Goff, not very marketable.
No.
Okay? We're just
But you would think people know who Jared Goff is.
You'd be
Not
shocked.
everybody.
If you show Jeremiah Love like the top, Josh Allen and Mahomes, he'd get no question.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson, right. Yeah.
Is Jared Goff a household name around the NFL?
No.
I mean, well, NFL fans that watch a lot, yeah.
Yeah,
but like
but-
someone
So a
who's
casual? No.
casual, no.
No.
I don't think so.
I think we have to do a better job here in Detroit of promoting Jared Goff then.
I think we talk enough about him in this. I think everyone in the state of Michigan, no matter if they have Wi-Fi or not, knows who Jared
Nationally,
Goff
though,
is.
I think we need to get our quarterback out there a little bit more.
Bro, he was in L.A. Like, bro.
How
he
does
still
Jeremiah
wasn't
Love not-
marketable.
Yeah, like, dog.
He's just a California kid. He's
We need to win a
chill.
Super
And by the
Bowl.
way, I'm not
We
saying
need
that
to.
to disc golf or anything. I think, hey, that's probably how I would be too. I'm like, I don't want to be all in front of the people like that.
You know who Peyton Hillis is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
On
He
the
saved
cover
somebody
of
from drowning. I remember
that-
that a couple years ago.
recently,
Yeah.
recently.
He was on the cover of Madden and got the Madden curse. I definitely remember that.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot
Peyton
about
Hillis,
that.
man.
I completely forgot about that. I can't believe that. That's shocking, to be honest, though. Maybe it's just because I'm a big Jared
Dexter
Goff
James
guy.
says he meant Ryan Gosling.
He does look like Ryan Gosling. I don't know where he got Andrew Garfield from. That's crazy.
It actually is a good point. Zaxian puts it in here, fantasy football team owners. That makes me think a little bit, like for us, like if you're a football player, you're probably not playing fantasy football, especially if you know you're like, hey, I'm probably going to the NFL. We play fantasy football, so we know so many people, and obviously we talk it for a living.
Yeah.
But like even if someone doesn't, do this for a living, you probably indulge in fantasy football, so you know so many players, and you have an idea. Where like a Jeremiah Love, he's probably never played fantasy football in his life. He probably, like you said, he might not watch a lot of football. He's just like, I'm going to go work out. I'm going to study film, and I'm going to make sure I'm good to go because I'm going to be playing with them.
And in his spare time, he probably playing 2K or something. He ain't really worried about watching live games or shit like that.
So I can understand it, to be
And
honest.
a lot of those kids, like a lot of kids growing up, man, you're like outside, you're doing shit.
Yeah.
It's like you're not going to be. We actually had this conversation before the show. How there's a lot of people who, they'll know names of people in leagues by playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like you play like 2K and Madden, you like know all these players that no one knows.
That's how I learned primarily.
Yeah, seriously. Like, just be real about it.
Man, I mean, Jeremiah.
I ain't
Love
got time to watch Pittsburgh Steelers
I mean,
football.
Jeremiah
Like,
Love's
yeah,
too
okay.
busy. He ain't grinding Madden. Like he probably playing Madden, but you know what I mean, like that. Like knowing names, but yeah, it's all right, Jeremiah Love. All right, I can't hate you on that too much. Let's go to break. We get back. We'll talk about NFL.com's article they put out for the NFL's most underappreciated players, and they have a player for the Detroit Lions. Who is that? Who could it be? We'll talk about it when we get back. But first, I got to tell you about Pure Psychiatry.
You should.
You are not alone. That's the motto, and it's true because we talk about sports every day: wins, losses, pressure, expectations. But in real life, it's not always that easy. At Woodward Sports, you're never alone, and neither is your mental health journey. Pure Psychiatry provides personalized psychiatric care designed specifically for you. Not a cookie-cutter plan, not a plan for Jeremiah Love, not a plan for Amon-Ra St. Brown, a plan for you specifically. With 16 locations in Michigan, 2 in Ohio, they make getting help accessible and comfortable. If you're thinking about taking that first step, visit PurePsychMI.com.
ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
This is a hungry bear. This is Carl and Jeff. Carl isn't worried because he has focused energy to spare thanks to Thrive energy pouches. Jeff didn't use Thrive when Carl offered. The bear is happy about that.
Don't just survive, thrive.
Oh, my bad. Let me tell the people about Gold Crown. I can definitely tell you about Gold Crown because I be smoking that. But the Royal Jesters have just dropped. They are 1.5 grams each, and they are quad infused. That's 4 things. That is Keef coated, live resin infused, THCA, diamonds, and terpenes, all packed into one J, man. And we got to get my boy Juicy Jeff back on the pre-rolls, man. We gonna hook him up with some of this good Gold Crown. Michigan made, top tier, no shortcuts. Next time you at the dispo, don't think, just ask for the Royal Jesters, because if you're gonna smoke, you should smoke like royalty.
We're back. It's Crunch Time. Woodward Sports, 11 to 1 weekdays. Hit the like button. We're trying to have Booner and Caleb have a
hot dog,
Coney dog off.
Yeah, Coney dog.
Glizzy off.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you want to call it.
We have to hit 150 to
150.
do it.
Glizzy off.
Everybody in the chat, hit the like button. We're hitting this 150, no problem. We got more to get to. All right, NFL.com came out with their most underrated players for each team in the NFC North. I'll go through some NFC North teams besides the Lions. We'll get to the Lions. But the Bears, they have DeAndre Swift. Vikings, Dallas Turner. Packers, Edgerrin Cooper. Who do you guys think the Detroit Lions player is? Comment in the chat. We'll get to those at some point as well during the segment. Who do you think the most underappreciated player on the Detroit Lions is? Take it away, Boone.
I have one. And it's not the one that they use. I know the one that they used for it, so I stayed away from it because I think the one they have probably is the number one option, if people can guess that. The one that I did, though, and I'm interested to see what you boys think about this and where the people are at with this one. The most underappreciated Detroit Lions player, I'm going Tate Ratledge. Right guard, rookie last year. I went back and looked at some of his stats and some things that were, it was like, all right, I feel like people don't talk about how good Tate has progressed from his, week 1 to week 17 and kind of his progression through as a rookie. These stats here were, honestly, they were kind of appalling to me. In 2026, guys, or 2025, 2026, he had the lowest pressure rate among all rookie offensive linemen with 3.9%, the lowest sack rate at 0.3%. And in PFF, when you're talking about all NFL guards, I'm not talking about specifically right guards, left guards, rookie guards, all NFL offensive guards, he was rated 12th in the NFL as his run blocking grade, boys. Mm-hmm. He was 24th in the NFL overall grade. And the only thing that was bad, if you want to look at ranking, this is where you could say PFF is a little weird. He was 60th in pass block. But then when you think about that, you go, all right, well, let's go back to his, his pressure rate. What is he giving up? 3.9%. It's one of the best in the entire NFL for a guard. 0.3% sack rate allowed last year. This guy has improved all year last year. And in my opinion, I wouldn't be shocked if Tate Ratledge in 2026 is a Pro Bowl guard, one of the best guards in the entire NFL. I would not be shocked. That feels like the jump that he's going to make after the progression that you saw in his rookie season. You would only think that a full NFL offseason is going to help him take another step forward. And then you talk about even being next to now a Cade Mays instead of a Graham Glasgow. He's only going to get better and better and better. I go Tate Ratledge here. I don't think people talk about what he does enough because he was a rookie. But he is one of the better offensive right guards in the entire NFL. And that was as a rookie again. So I think this year that's going to be a guy that potentially Pro Bowler at his position. No one talks about him. No one does because everyone's worried about whether it's Panay, the center position, the left guard position, that left tackle position with Taylor Decker. No one ever talks about Tate Ratledge. The guy deserves some sort of flowers for what he did as a rookie.
Not mad at it.
Yeah, I like it. You guys have anyone different? Because I
mean, not really. To me, because I'm thinking of like popular names. I think Tate is a really good pool, but I would think if ESPN's doing it, they're going off, some of the more popular guys. And to me, it's only 2 guys that you would put in the underappreciated category, and it's Jared Goff or Amon-Ra St. Brown. Those would be my 2 guesses.
There's a comment here. Mark Royal, he says it's 100% Kirby Joseph. Fans of the Lions were saying that Branch is the best safety on the team. Look at what happened when you take Kirby out. The secondary's trash without Kirby.
I think you could say Kirby because I think the national thing about Kirby, and this is probably just trolls on Twitter, they just call him a dirty player.
Yeah.
He's an incredibly impactful player on defense, like creating turnovers and everything. But Booner, that was mine. Definitely was Tate Ratledge. I think that's a really good one.
So NFL.com gave out theirs for the Detroit Lions, and they have as the most underappreciated Detroit Lions player Jamison Williams.
Oh, I like that.
That's a good one.
I think it's a good one because he's wide receiver 2. Amon-Ra kind of takes his spotlight, it feels like a
1,000-yard guy.
Yeah, 1,000-yard guy. I think he throw J-Mo on a different team in the NFL, probably like 17-plus teams in the NFL. He's wide receiver 1, and he's probably getting 1,500.
Bro.
And he's your wide receiver 2.
I'd be mad at the J-Mo usage here. I ain't going to
Yeah.
Well, you know what's
any other team, he would be a wideout one.
Well, to that point, I looked into that because he is just one of 11 to reach the 1,000-yard mark each of the past 2 seasons. He's not underappreciated locally. NFL says he's underappreciated, the NFL.com article, because he is underappreciated nationally. The guy can get a coney dog anywhere he wants in this city, so he's not underappreciated here locally.
Right.
Everybody loves J-Mo. And the crazy thing, hear this, about what J-Mo did last year, 21 catches for 355 yards in 8 games with Morton calling plays.
Jeez.
And he still had a career year. 21 catches during that stretch with Morton calling plays. That's 2.6 catches a game. And he also had 2 games with 0 catches. One of those was with Dan Campbell calling plays, but the other one was with Johnny Moe, and still ended with over 1,100 yards.
That's crazy.
Like, think about it. He had a career year, had 2 games with 0 catches, and with Johnny Morton calling plays, he averaged 2 catches a game.
The funnier part in all that is during the preseason, Johnny Moe was like, oh, yeah, J-Mo, we're going to get him involved. I really, really like him, and it just never materialized.
And you also have to take into consideration, with the J-Mo stats I just laid out, they had such a bad O-line, they couldn't push the ball downfield.
Yeah.
So think about all these factors. He still had a career year, and all these factors were in play.
Yep.
It's kind of crazy to think about.
I think when you want like underappreciated, and it's like you look at awards. I know Pro Bowl doesn't really no one really takes that to heart anymore. But I still look at it as a sense of like if you are voted originally on the Pro Bowl team, and if you're one of the starters, I look at that as like okay. But obviously there's the reserves, and then that's when they start getting into the Shedeur Sanders getting a Pro Bowl. But 2 guys that were originally on the Pro Bowl team, Cortland Sutton, who had 74 catches, 1,017 yards and 7 touchdowns. You put his numbers next to he's on wide receiver 1, mind you, in Denver.
Is, yeah.
You put his numbers next to a wide receiver 2 in Jameson Williams, 102 catches, over 1,100 yards, and the same amount of touchdowns as Cortland Sutton. But guess what? J-Mo wasn't a Pro Bowler. And then you go like Zay Flowers, same amount of games. He had less. Zay Flowers had almost 20 less catches than J-Mo, around just probably like, I think it's right here, like 50 more yards and less touchdowns than Jameson Williams. Jameson Williams didn't even touch the Pro Bowl. And it's like at what point, like, yeah, I know he's wide receiver 2 and Amon-Ra is better, and you see kind of like the whole like, hey, that gets overwhelmed a little bit. You don't want to have 2 wide receivers from one team in the Pro Bowl. But like, dude, he's putting the Pro Bowl numbers up, and no one in national news talks about it. No one. We know it here because we see it on a weekly basis. But like, how is this guy not sitting in the Pro Bowl last year if a Zay Flowers and a Cortland Sutton is? Put Jameson Williams in their spot. He has 1,500 yards.
That is fair.
Well, I think the people, they look at, well, he has Amon-Ra St. Brown, and, he draws a bunch of attention. What people don't understand is what Jameson Williams does with those safeties. It changes everything.
Bro.
It's why everything's available underneath. Sam Laporta, Amon-Ra, they all eat because J-Mo is such a freak of nature that defenses have to account for him in his speed.
He's arguably the fastest player in the NFL.
Yeah, I agree.
I've seen that man outrun a bracketed coverage. Yeah. Like, I've never seen some shit like
that there's levels that we talk about levels that's one of those. Yeah. Like speed-wise.
I think, too, like, there's the whole J-Mo Jameer thing. I'm taking Jameson Williams every time. If you watch like his get-off speed, Jameer's not close.
Yeah.
Not close, dude. I watched the video of them running next to each other. Jameson Williams, he like takes off like that.
He like glides.
Yes. Yeah. And he maintains speed, where Jameer, it takes him a little bit to get going, but when he gets going, his top speed's good. But J-Mo, his top speed's great, and he can he has a good get off.
He had one game in which he was high stepping from like the 20-yard line and still made it to the end zone. Like, insane, bro.
That's fair.
I don't want him obviously to leave Detroit, and they extended him, so he probably won't for a few years.
Yeah.
I would really love to see though J-Mo in a good offense as the one option. This is like is a curiosity, like a different universe where like what would he be like if he took this path and he ended up being a number 1 with a good quarterback, a Jared Goff type quarterback somewhere else.
I will argue that at the time, I think the thinking was J-Mo would have probably been the number 1 because Amon-Ra put up good numbers his first couple years, but did you really think Amon-Ra would turn into what he's turned into? I think maybe the Lions thought, okay, we got a guy that can actually, be a legitimate deep threat, that kind of game-changing speed. I think they, at the time, viewed him as maybe the future number 1, but Amon-Ra is just a fucking monster, and he has held down that spot for so long. But this is why I say I would have maybe said Amon-Ra, because amongst like the great wide receivers in the NFL, he doesn't get that credit. It's fair. Always the Justin Jeffersons, the Jamar Chases, and rightfully so, right? But you never hear Amon-Ra mentioned amongst the top 5 receivers in the league, and he should absolutely.
He should be there without a question.
Yeah,
he should be talked about, in my opinion, as like the Justin Jeffersons of the world, the Jamar Chase. Amon-Ra is in that conversation.
He never gets talked about.
And if you want to put them ahead of him, I don't care. But when you have those conversations, you know how with those guys, it's automatically Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. They're 1-2 no matter. Yeah. You need to throw Amon-Ra in like 1, 2, 3 no matter.
But you know what it is? They have highlights, and Amon-Ra's ain't as sexy.
Yeah.
You know.
See, I always said my top 5 in no order. You got Jamar, Justin, Puka. I throw in there when
Puka, absolutely.
And Amon-Ra.
JSN and Amon-Ra. No order.
That's
just
it.
Those 5.
No,
you have to have those 5.
There's no argument. In my opinion, there is no argument for any other wide receiver to crack that top 5.
I'm not going
today.
Anybody else. I'm just not. Let's go to break. When we get back, we'll get into a conversation I've been dreading but also excited for.
This is an interesting conversation. I think the people are going to really like.
It's the offseason, guys.
It's going to make you think.
Let's talk about some crazy trades. And Ben Solak from ESPN put out a wild trade proposal for the Detroit Lions. You're going to want to hear what that is when we come back. But before we do, I got to tell you about Mad Packs, because Ben Solak might be smoking the Mad Packs when you find out what this trade is. All right, Mad Pack fans, if you're looking to elevate your rotation, listen up. You already know about the high-low and boom chakalaka, but Mad Packs is something fresh for the new year. Look out for Mad Packs Extracts and Blizzard Packs. It's a perfect thing to get you through not only a Michigan winter, but a Michigan summer. Stay tuned with Woodward Sports for all the latest updates.
Some days call for light, others lean bold. What about everything in between? All Day IPA, the easy choice for every day. Citrusy, crisp, refreshing. Flavor you can float with. Light on the hops, big on refreshment. 1's great. 2, even better. Brewed with you in mind. No shortcuts, no fuss. Big on flavor, never too much. All Day IPA. Hop into easy.
Detroit has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Let me tell you about Buddy's Pizza. They are celebrating 80 years of the original Detroit-style pizza, and they are grateful to be your hometown favorite. Follow their social channels and join their rewards program to see what they have planned throughout 2026. Add some Detroit style to your next event with Buddy's Catering. Their menu is packed with fan favorites, including their award-winning pizza, signature salads, and home-style pastas, and more. Save 20% on your next catering order of $200 or more when you order with promo code Woodward20. Visit buddyspizza.com/catering to view their complete menu and place your order today. Shout out Buddy's Pizza.
We're back. It's crunch time here on Woodward Sports, 11-1. Hit the like button. We're climbing closer to the like goal for the day. We got to get into this proposed ESPN trade. Now, real quick. Caleb, we can put the camera on me for a second.
Uh-oh. ISO.
I just want to talk to the people. So, Benjamin Solak of ESPN proposed that the Detroit Lions trade for Anthony Richardson. What do we think?
Question mark.
What do we think?
And I'll tell you the proposed trade.
All right, here we go. Let's see.
The proposed trade for Anthony Richardson is a 2027 4th-round pick, and the Lions get Anthony Richardson in a 2028 7th-round pick.
Yeah,
That's it.
Y'all want mobile that bad.
So you want to give up a 4th-round pick
for Anthony
Richardson.
and a 7th.
That might be, honestly, one of the worst trade proposals I've ever heard of in my life.
And it's dumbest shit.
No, honestly,
Yeah,
it's the
bad.
worst. Ben Solak, he's a grinder. We saw him at the comp. The guy's a grinder. But this is absurd. I mean, last year he played 2 games, and he had 9 total yards in 2 games. That's the guy you're like, hey, bring him in for your backup quarterback. I would rather have Teddy Bridgewater for the next 7 years as he gets older than have Anthony Richardson in the building.
Teddy too.
Honestly. We were talking about Anthony Richardson who asked out of a third down play in a close football game.
That's my thing.
Because he was too tired to play football, and you're the franchise quarterback. I don't want that guy near Allen Park.
Like,
I don't want him to come into Michigan.
That's my main reason why he would never touch the Lions team. And it was in the red zone.
In the red zone, third down to convert to try and win a football game, and you say, hey.
You tapped out.
I'm out. Guys, I would never want a guy like Anthony Richardson with the mindset like that in near Allen Park. I don't care if he's your third string, fourth string, fifth string. I don't want Anthony Richardson anywhere near Allen Park. Don't come near. I don't want it. And if I pray to God Brad Holmes isn't even considering that trade. He should hang up the phone. If they call, hey, Anthony Richardson's available, you need a backup for Jared? Nope, we got Luke Altmaier. I would rather have Luke Altmaier.
Mobile
Booner,
golf.
but.
No buts.
Let's hear it.
Anthony Richardson, you don't have a rebuttal. No one does. What has he done? Sat on the couch for the last 18 months?
The intangibles, Booner.
Oh.
He's got the intangibles.
You know who
Go back and watch that Florida tape. Go watch that.
The Florida tape, where he threw for what, 2,000 yards and 17
how long has
touchdowns?
he been in the league now? Why am I still watching Florida tape? He's been in the league for what, 3-4 years?
He's going into year 4, KG.
Hey, Caleb, go watch Colts tape. That's actually a good one.
Right.
You know what's
remember
crazy?
That throw from his second year in the first game?
It was
remember
a
that
bomb.
off the back?
You know what's crazy, though?
Yards?
That guy got beat out by Daniel Jones, and you want him to come to Detroit?
Hey,
no,
put some
go.
respect
I
on
don't
Danny
care where
Dimes,
you
man.
go.
Indiana Jones, man.
He did let Danny Dimes take his team.
Can he even be like a Taysom Hill? Like, can he
No.
even do that? Because then guess what happens? First play out there, he gets the ball, he runs it, he's between the tackles or something. Oh, boom, shoulders out of the place. Oh, you just wasted a 4th-round pick on him.
I'd rather have Will Levis. I ain't gonna hold you.
100%, dude. A trade for, I'll give a 4th up for him. But we were talking about Anthony Richardson.
No, all
dude.
jokes
That's
aside.
embarrassing.
All jokes aside, though, this is a shout out Ben Solak, but this is a horrible trade proposal.
Why is his name still in this trade conversation?
There's no reason for the Lions to make this deal. And now they pick up Luke Altmaier like in the offseason. I think they're gonna like him, and if they want some athleticism, you have some there. There's no reason for the Lions to make this trade. But hey, on your free time, go watch some Anthony Richardson Florida tape.
Come on,
that guy was
let the college tape go,
man.
bro.
Seriously.
The problem for Ben Solak is taking a franchise that prioritizes grit and then suggesting a trade for a guy who tapped out of the game. Like, that's where you
in the red zone.
Someone should have been like, hey, Ben, you're doing some great work, my friend. But, like, that one, just scrap that.
Can I give you guys, because if people in the chat are being like, well, he could play tight end. Do you want me? Okay, so you're giving up a 4th-round pick, correct?
We're doing this again.
You're giving up a 4th-round pick. Let me name you some picks in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round, tight ends, over the last few years. A.J. Barner. Where A.J. Barner, what did he just do? Do you guys know? Just won a Super Bowl?
Yeah, Super Bowl,
Yeah. Okay, so that's a good name.
Seahawks,
What about Theo Johnson with the Giants, who's their tight end 1 right now? He's pretty good.
I'd rather have
Right.
Tim Tebow.
Third round. Darnell Washington, a 3rd-round guy. Tucker Kraft, a 3rd-round guy. I know we're talking fourth round, but like we're talking about that range.
Those are good guys.
Cade Otton, tight end 1 in Tampa Bay. He was a 4th-round guy. Like, I could keep going. Isaiah Likely, 4th-round guy. Like, we're talking about, like, you're giving up a 4th-round pick for your backup quarterback. That a guy that has literally done nothing in the league. He had a couple good games, stat padded. Oh, then he got hurt. Dude, he's done nothing. Like, what makes you think you can bring him in and he's going to develop? They literally moved on from Anthony Richardson for Daniel Jones. Like,
it worked.
I'll keep my 4th-round pick. And if you guys really want a tight end out of this, right, and Anthony Richardson, use a 4th-round pick and go get a tight end like a Theo Johnson or something, and you're good to go. And I'll keep Luke Altmaier, and I'll keep Teddy Bridgewater. But that's the last trade I would ever do in Detroit. I hope he doesn't cross Michigan lines.
I'd rather have Tim Tebow spitting Bible verses at me.
No,
I
real
really
shit.
would.
Hey, he won a playoff game.
He won a playoff game, and he played a little bit tight end in Jacksonville.
He did.
All right. I know he's somewhere.
Scored a touchdown with Teddy Bridgewater in the playoffs. Shout out J-Mo.
I mean, I'd at least you have he's a vibes guy like Tim Tebow playing tight end. He might be completely trash, but at least he gets the morale up, get some Bible verses in the locker room.
Right.
Can I say something?
What is Anthony Richardson? I just don't see
you in this college state, man.
No. I'm just, I wanna
Let
talk
it
about,
go, Caleb.
No. This isn't about Anthony Richardson. I want to talk about Teddy Bridgewater for a second because it was a couple years ago, I believe. It was Kyle Allen versus I forgot who it was, but the quarterback 2 battle was a huge thing.
Nate Sudfeld.
I think it was Nate Sudfeld. Who looked
My
awful.
God, Nate Sudfeld.
This is going to be a big QB2 competition in Detroit. I remember last year watching a Buccaneers game and Baker went out. Obviously, Teddy Bridgewater probably might have not been in football shape, but he looked fucking horrible.
Bro, he's horrible.
He looked awful. So this Luke Altmaier versus Teddy Bridgewater is definitely something to
I would say it's a big battle, though. It's going to be Luke Altmaier. Luke Altmaier for the win.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully.
They only bring in Teddy in because he's going to be a coach one day, and they giving him the reps to
You
kind
think
of
Luke
be on the
wins it?
sidelines. You said what? Yeah,
think Luke wins
unless they bring somebody else in.
By the way, too, someone in the chat.
I like that. I like it.
I think Luke. I do think
That's
Luke.
what I'm saying.
I'll even go to.
I'm with you, KG.
I'd even dare to say they may draw up a play or two in which they use his legs during the season. It's possible.
I
That's
think
all I'm
Luke
saying.
Altmaier can be like even now could be your quarterback too.
Yeah.
I think the reason Teddy comes back, dude, it was that argument a couple years ago with who's the OC now at the Commanders that was here.
That was here.
Yeah, he was the quarterback, but he
Man.
David Blau.
Yeah.
David,
with
with Blau. But the reason
David
I
Blau.
always push for Blau to be in the quarterback room is because, like, you guys know this, quarterbacks, like, they like people who can help them out with their prep for the week when it comes to different things like that, and they want people they're comfortable with. Like, Jared wants someone he's comfortable with. I got killed because I said David Blau should be your QB3. He should be on the roster, but I didn't say it because of his play. It was because he needs someone in that room, Jared does,
to bounce
to
ideas
help
off of. Yeah.
ideas. You know, he brought up, I think David Blau brought up having like Jared's folders and making sure that everything's in line all together.
Yeah.
That's where I see like a Teddy Bridgewater now, where it's like, hey, he's still in the NFL, but he's going to be kind of that guy with Jared Goff. Like, hey, what do you need? Like, what do you need? Let's help with Luke Altmaier. Let's help with the coaching staff. Like, I think Teddy Bridgewater is going to be a quarterback's coach in the NFL next
for sure.
year or 2 years.
And they initially brought him in to kind of help with the JMO situation.
Yeah.
Kind of help mature him, and then, just
So
move
he
on
has
to
like a
the
different
quarterback.
type of role, and he ended up having to play in obviously the playoff game versus the Commanders. But I do think I'm with KG, dude. I think Luke Altmaier ends up turning into that. Like, Luke should have been drafted, and they got him undrafted for like the cheapest deal ever. It felt
I
like.
think one of the more important traits of a quarterback is your accuracy, and he leads I think he's all time in Illinois in completion percentage and passer rating.
Yeah.
And all this stuff wins. He knows how to win games. Like I like
Yeah.
Luke Altmaier. I talked about this for back on Crunch Time.
Yeah.
So I'm with you. I think he wins that job. I just don't know how the Lions are with the like vet versus young guy, because like.
Well, I mean, if golf goes down, I hate to say your season is over, but it's
you're
probably
over
going to be over.
Yeah, it's
Well,
over.
It depends on how long he goes
That's what I
down
was saying. It
for.
always depends. Like, people say that, but if you can get a quarterback, let's say for 3 weeks, someone put in the chat here, Steve O'Baby says, do you guys remember what happened when Jordan Love got injured? His backup, Malik Willis,
won
came
like
in,
3
played
games.
pretty well.
Right.
If you can have a situation like that, you're in a good spot. Steve O'Baby, I think his point there was, can Anthony Richardson be that? No.
Not
like,
at
Malik
all.
Willis didn't play for that much and have that much experience. But go watch Malik Willis. If we want to talk about college tape, compare his to Anthony Richardson. His last 2 years at Liberty, he was putting up numbers.
He was, yeah.
And they were winning. Like, Liberty was
Maz's
winning.
guy, man.
So
He
there's
was
a difference.
technically right.
Where Anthony Richardson, you just never saw it from him. It was just always intangibles.
It's actually fair. I guess he is a starter now.
Yeah, Maz was kind of right on that.
I would have him over golf.
Just like
but
the
he
Baker
is-
Mayfield shit, he was kind of right on that, just a little bit.
Hey, Baker, quiet. People don't talk about Baker enough.
That's because he's trending down.
You think so?
The Bucks are falling apart.
I don't know, man.
There are some teams in this NFC. Y'all gonna hate
They
my hot
shoulda-
takes. I'm telling you, Philly and the Buccaneers are on the way down the tubes.
Well, let's have it.
I'm with you on Philly, I think.
Yeah, they should have fired Todd Bowles a while ago. He
Yeah.
should be the DC for the Lions, from being honest. But
I
it's a whole
almost
different
got
conversation.
Side-checked by Todd Bowles at the Combine.
Did you?
He is like the most massive human of all time.
Dude, and it
He
does.
is so
Hey,
big.
there's another of all time. I tell you.
No,
Yeah,
dude.
that's his
Booner's
thing.
right. It
He is
doesn't look like it on the
huge.
broadcast, like shoulders up. He just like,
He looks.
dude, he is big.
I turned a corner and Todd Bowles was coming in and his shoulder hit me and I turned. I was like, "Who was that? This guy's like he's like the biggest dude at the Combine." And he turns around. It was Todd Bowles and I'm like, "Whoa, wait a second."
Yeah.
I was like, "You're Todd Bowles?"
Dio, shout out Dio. Appreciate you watching, Dio. Good to have you in the chat. Teddy is going to be a part of the coaching staff either next year or in 2 years. I would not be shocked at all.
Yeah.
Phil, Bridgewater might be OC someday for the Lions. Danny G, either way, if the backup QB has to play significant time this season is over. Yeah, I would agree with that. Significant time, it's different.
Yeah.
Unless you have an exception of Nick Foles, where that just
Right,
comes, but
right,
that rarely occurs.
Yeah, and if they don't trust Luke Altmaier, they can always go free agent and try and sign somebody. But
Hoofhearted says, I'd rather have Amon-Ra throwing the ball than Richardson.
not mad at that.
Fair. That's fair.
He has thrown the touchdown, so.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. Let's go to break. We get back. I do want to bring up the Derwin James contract, what it means for Brian Branch, because he did sign. He got paid. He got paid a lot of money.
One of the best in the league.
And Spenny had a take on the network. Shout out Spenny about how much money he would pay Brian Branch. And we'll react to that, talk about that as we kind of cruise towards the end of the show. But before we go to break.
No, just going to break.
Oh, we're good. See you in a couple minutes. We'll be right back.
It's game on at Art and Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art and Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports. Gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
How do you think you won? This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
All right, we're excited here at Woodward Sports to add water hazard to the bullpen from our friends over at Founders Brewing. You see the blue can right there. It's a beautiful, beautiful blue can. That's water hazard. It's best served over ice with the slice. Lemon, with some little lemon on it, they say, preferably. It's a vodka-based cocktail at 5% ABV. Citrusy, refreshing, gluten-free. It's literally everything that you want. It's also the very first canned cocktail, a vodka cocktail from Founders, and it's perfect between innings or even in between rounds. So next time you're out, get in the drink with Water Hazard, and please drink responsibly.
We're back. It's crunch time on Woodward Sports. Hit the like button. We got more to get to. Let's talk some Detroit Lions, but specifically the Brian Branch conversation, because a safety got paid, which affects the Detroit Lions, because you got Brian Branch, who is coming off an Achilles injury. Derwin James,
dog.
He is a dog. We were talking about it in our office yesterday. You know, he got paid a lot of money, and I think he deserves every penny of it. I mean, that dude, what he does for the Chargers defensively, like you look at the Chargers defense, you're like, they got guys on there. Derwin James is like the cog in the entire engine. Yeah. Well deserved by him. The question is though, Brian Branch, what happens there? $25 million for a safety. We just talked about it. Jack Campbell took less money. Isn't always the case, all right? The guys want to get paid, and it's not always about who's the best player at the time. It's about who's next and how good is that player.
Is there only a year left on his contract?
Yeah, he's entering the final year of his deal.
Entering the final year of his deal.
Contract year?
Yeah.
Contract year, and Spenny said he would pay Brian Branch $25 million a year. Spenny?
It's hard to argue.
I'll say this about Spenny's take. I don't think he's wrong. If he's Brian Branch. If he's close to what he was, that dude's worth $25 million.
No, absolutely. But how much does the Achilles concern?
That's where I think you have to, like, you can't just right away, like right now, be like, I'll pay him 25. Like, you have to wait and see.
Of course, yeah.
You have to let the contract play out.
But here's the problem.
That's where the issue comes to play.
Here's the problem you might run into, though. We just watched Aleem McNeil come back from an ACL injury. It took a whole season to get back. If Brian Branch comes back, we're not going to see Brian Branch for really the whole season.
Damn near, yeah.
You're going to have to go off like. Is he moving well? Like, there's going to be so much rust. He's not going to pop back from an Achilles injury and be elite Brian Branch. He might not even be close to it the rest of the year. So it's like, but you might have to operate under faith that next year he'll be back.
Bounces off. Yeah, dude, I don't know. $25 million is a lot. Like, that's a lot of money. Derwin James, like yesterday when we were having the conversation, I put Derwin James and Kyle Hamilton in that 1-2, right? And I heard Spenny put out a take about Kirby the other day as well. He said Kirby's the best safety in the NFL, or what did he say? I can't remember the exact terms, but it's like if Kirby's the best there, then where do you put Brian Branch? Because if you're paying Brian Branch $25 million, you're saying he's the best in the NFL at his position. That's what you're doing.
I mean, he's more versatile than Kirby is.
But that's my point. It's like, hey, you can't have it both ways.
Yeah.
You can't say Kirby's the best, but then also pay Brian Branch the 25.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to pick one or the other. And that's where I kind of go, like, where does Brad, like, it comes down, obviously, we know this, it comes down to where does Brad kind of fall in that spot. And then it's the Achilles, dude. That's where I have a trouble. If it's like, hey, Booner, today, it's what, May 28th, Thursday. by 6 o'clock tonight, you have to make a decision, yes or no, and you're bringing Brian Branch for the next 4 years at $25 million, you're making that decision. I would say no. I'm not giving him $25 million before I know what this Achilles is.
Yeah.
And is he one of the, in my opinion, and Jeff, you've heard me say this before, I think Brian Branch really is better than Kirby Joseph. I think he's better than most. I would put him healthy in that Kyle Hamilton range. I would throw Brian Branch in that spot.
Yeah.
He's versatile, like you said. He's a playmaker. He can get to the quarterback. He lays big hits. He doesn't miss tackles in the run game, and he's a playmaker. Like, he does everything you want a versatile safety to do, like the Kyle Hamiltons and Derwin Jameses.
Yeah.
But again, this isn't just hey, if it was an ACL, maybe I'd feel, dude, this is an Achilles. It's a big injury.
Well, it's like
we're not talking $20 million anymore, dude. We're talking $25 million. That's a lot of money.
You know who I thought about when you brought up the Achilles injury? I don't know why I haven't thought about this earlier, but remember Tre'Davious White?
Mm-hmm.
By the way, like, people forget, first couple years in the league, Tre'Davious White on the Bills.
He was nice, yeah.
Easily one of the best corners in the NFL. Like, very, very good.
Yeah.
Tears his Achilles. And now, he wasn't Brian's age. He was probably, I think he was like 28, 29.
Yeah.
So it was a different timeline, which I think can be argued, okay, that's fair, a little older. But, dude, he tore his Achilles. He was never the same.
And he go to the Bills.
He
moved around
He
a
also
little bit.
plays corner, which is a more demanding position,
Yeah.
changing, flipping your hips and move your feet. Like, there's a lot more there. I get that than safety. But there are cases, my point being, of that Achilles injury affecting secondary guys, and they just never are the same. Oh, shout out
Broder. I haven't seen Broder since we've gotten back to Woodward.
Shout out Matt Broder, man.
He said he's going
Woodward
to come
and
in
Maine.
here in a little bit.
Okay.
So
and I want people to, and this is where I don't want like the confusion, just because I'm saying no, I won't pay him $25 million. Someone in the chat said he's a top 3 healthy safety in the NFL. I agree.
Yeah, for sure.
I put, again, like I said before, I put him in that category with Derwin James and Kyle Hamilton, but it's healthy. Is he going to be healthy?
If Brad Holmes is moving into that era in which, hey, we're going to start using void years, we're going to start moving some of that money to the back end, I mean, they could make it work. And then we also not thinking about the fact that some of these outs that they have on some of these guys may not be here. Like, Aleem might not be here. They might say, Kirby, hey, we don't know what that knee going to look like, and, hey, it might be better to just get out the contract now. It's possible.
This is why these contracts are so difficult, because if you can have an opt-out after a specific year, maybe more than just 1 year for Brian Branch, and you could tell him, hey, we'll give you $23 million a year. We're not going to give you 25, we'll give you 23, but we want an opt-out after year 2 and year 3. Like, we want multiple opt-outs, because if you do come back and that Achilles is affecting you a little bit, like, yeah, we have to do what we have to do.
Yeah.
But then you look at it from the Brian Branch side and you go, wait a second, I don't have, the comfort of being able to be like, yeah, I'm on a long-term deal because you have all these opt-outs. But, like, that's what it is at that point. It's the same thing like the Jack Campbell. Like, all those void years, like, they're going to be able to renegotiate, do all these things. I don't know, but I'm just not comfortable straight up being like, yeah, Brian Branch, I'll give you, I don't know, 4 years, $100 million, $25 a year. You're now the highest paid safety in the NFL, but you're coming off an Achilles that we know we don't know what you're going to be like. That's uncomfortable. And if Braylon said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but Braylon said it there, like, Lions fans and Detroit fans have to be comfortable maybe moving on from players you really like to be able to get to the Super Bowl. And who are really good. And I'm not saying I want to move on for Brian Branch. I would love to keep him. But if that's the price and you don't know yet, you have to listen. You have to think long and hard about it.
Let me ask you this: if it came down between Branch and Kirby, who would you keep?
Brian Branch, because I think Kirby long term the knee that's unfixable.
We're talking right now. Right now,
yeah.
Not like if they were not injured, maybe we would have.
Yeah, I mean the injuries do play a part.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
they have to.
But which upside would you take?
See, it's tough because I don't know.
I think
I don't know what
Branch.
Kirby's knee is. I don't know what that knee is.
The Kirby thing, it seems like it's like, hey,
he's going to be dealing with that.
The thing with the Kirby, it's like, hey, you don't know if he's going to get a second contract.
You got to go Brian then. If it's a career knee. Now, if we're talking like just what player would you rather have? Like who has? I think Kirby has more value. His ability to get 9 picks a year.
It's insane.
That turns games.
He's
bro.
one of the best ball hawks.
That's
in the league,
where it's like I love
down.
Brian, but like that ability is just like
you use Branch all over the field.
Yeah, it's
though,
true. Honestly,
so
someone in the chat
roles.
just said it. Is it fair? Is it fair to be like two safeties paying $20+ million to? Is that realistic? Is that too much?
And I don't think it is.
Has there ever been an NFL team that's paid 2 safeties to top 5 in their market?
No, the Lions would be the first, I think.
But then they're also.
Did the Seahawks do it with Earl Thomas and Cam Chancellor? That's the only other 2 I can think of.
That's a good question. But then you got to think as well. They're paying a top 3 edge rusher.
Yeah,
they're paying
you
a top
already
2
paying other
linebacker
people.
now.
Yeah,
it's you're really and Lee McNeil's technically paid like top 7.
Right.
I think when that comes up in as a D
and
tackle.
you got him in the 3rd round. You don't have the luxury of the 5th-year option.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just.
That's why it's easy to be like, yeah, I'll pay Brian Branch $25 a year, but it's like, okay, like there's so much context to it, dude. There really is.
Yeah,
there really is, man.
It just all depends on how this year goes, really. Because I don't think Brad would just blindly sign him. You know,
I wonder if they would. Again, this word just keeps coming up.
You know,
it's franchise tag.
It's crazy what.
Nah, I could see it in that case.
You know?
I could see it in that case.
It's crazy what safeties are making, dude. Like I looked up Cam Chancellor's contract, dude. At the time, dude, he signed a 3-year, $36 million extension, bro. Earl Thomas, 4-year, $40.
Dude got 12 a year as the best in the
but
league.
the cap was so much lower.
Yeah,
you know?
it was,
so like
yeah.
obviously like Neil, and it's very well known percentages are what matter. But it is just crazy to see the number $12 million. We're talking about 25.
It's insane.
It's doubled. I mean,
Ain't even been that long either. Shit.
No, it's 2017.
Yeah.
2016. Well, at least when these contracts were.
Signed. Yeah.
Were out. But yeah, let's go to break. We'll get back. We'll do some mailbag.
Drop
like
those
the stream,
questions.
Drop the mailbag questions. We'll see you guys in a couple of minutes.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
This is a hungry bear. This is Carl and Jeff. Carl isn't worried because he has focused energy to spare thanks to Thrive energy pouches. Jeff didn't use Thrive when Carl offered. The bear is happy about that.
Don't just survive, thrive.
Most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
We're back. Woodward Sports, crunch time, 11-1. I'm sorry. I just saw this, threw me off. I'm on X and I see Aaron Glenn in a Jets design grit shirt.
Oh my
What the hell's
God.
going on?
He did. He has it.
He's got a grit shirt in this press conference, and he used the word gritty 14 times in a paragraph. When he spoke
Come
to the
on,
media.
AG. I want AG to work too. He just be doing gimmicky shit.
And it's the grit thing with like the jet wing in it. It's like a design. It's a Jets grit type of.
You can't take our stuff, AG. Come on, man.
I hate that so much. Get your own thing.
I'm gonna send you, Caleb, a screenshot of this, and you guys can look at it yourself.
Do you want me to send the video?
It sound bad.
No, we don't need to play the whole. I mean, I guess we can, but it's just I just want people to see the grit shirt he's wearing.
A grit shirt.
Is there a easy way to download it or something here? Because I could throw the link in there.
That's gonna be a gritty 3 wins.
Yeah.
See the link in our channel.
John Loritz's mailbag. Who would want a 40-yard faster out of the Crunch Time boys?
I think I would win. 40-yard dash? Oh, that's me.
I don't know.
Who you're not beating me. KG, how fast are you?
I think I could beat you.
You could beat me?
Yeah.
What are we talking about? 5'4"?
Yeah.
I think I could almost get into I think I get 5'1", 5'2".
Stop it, bro. Stop it.
I don't think I've seen you. I don't think I've ever seen you run.
Damn.
And I mean that respect. Like I'm just.
He's been working with you a while now.
Genuinely,
This
it's
is
not that
insane.
He's been Booner's been dialed into his diet. I just have never seen you run. You literally have told me I'm not running.
You've seen my mixtape.
You see my.
But that was when Mark Zuckerberg was still working with, Facebook.
He's still working with Facebook.
No, like hands-on shit.
Yeah, like
still
he
is.
still owns the
He
company. He does not own Facebook anymore.
You sure about that? We need to get a fact
That
check,
was when
boys.
Zuck was at Harvard. I mean,
Yeah,
we're
no.
talking back in the day here.
Danny G. Booner's dusting JMO in a 40. Danny, I love that. Probably not JMO, but Jeff, yes.
Hey boys, real quick.
I'm just gonna stay silent because that ain't
Come
true.
on.
I got
that
a ton
ain't
of
true.
super
Mike
chats.
G said I got KG in the 40.
Yeah, I was pretty quick in my day.
See, I don't see KG. I'm gonna just respect KG for that because he might dust.
It's
mine.
not just because I'm black either. I'm telling you. I got
What up, Caleb? What
I got a ton of super chats here. They've been holding it down here. We got
Shout out.
from. We'll start the ones from Labartney. Shout out. He's going crazy. $4.99.
That's my guy, man.
Thank you for the $4.99. He said, yet they never asked me to invest. Damn, Kendrick Lamar album title emoji.
Yeah. I don't know what we're doing. We're going to talk to Joey, though. We're going to make some shit happen.
We'll make it happen.
And then we got another one from LeBartney. We'll also shout out, member for 9 months, 100 likes for Maz. Shout out LeBartney.
Goddamn right.
Another $9.99 from LeBartney says, shout out KG
LeBartney
for
is the
holding
GOAT.
it down.
No,
I
I
mean, he's
told
the
you.
GOAT.
I'm all in on LeBartney.
I told you.
I'm all in on you.
I
Yeah.
told you, man. He threw $10 just on the boy.
And
man.
I mean,
Shout out.
he wasn't done there. Another $4.99 from LeBartney. Shout out Easy in the chat.
Damn.
Easy was talking about the Glizzy challenge. He said he wants to be a part of it. He said sometime next week.
Oh,
maybe
fuck
we could,
yeah, let's do
maybe
it.
we could. Maybe we
Oh,
could-
y'all
Well,
get
what are we
Easy
at
in
right
on it?
now? What are we at right now?
I'm seeing 113.
113.
I'm going to start taking bets if Easy get involved.
The issue we're running into, boys, is we put that out there and you guys let Booner do it. Now I want a Coney dog. Like, I think I have to go get one for once.
Hey, Lucas said Caleb is extremely underrated in the 40. Shout out, Lucas.
Underrated?
Shout out.
Dude,
Yeah,
no.
He said Caleb can move.
Caleb will get 4th, and that's not even a question.
Shut up, Booner.
You
have
know
no
it.
clue.
Dude,
You have no clue.
you said we don't
You
like
have
to
no clue.
lie. Like, we're not lying. We don't
I'm
lie.
not lying.
You
That's
would
not
get
a lie.
4th. You would get 4th.
Shout out,
Spinny.
Shout out,
Shout out,
Spenny.
Spenmo
Shout out, Spenny.
Rex.
We got a couple more in here. Another one from the Bartney. Shout out,
My
$9.99. He said, easy in the chat, and KG have been elite. I hope I stay awake for heavyweights. Shout out, Spenny.
Cheating on us, LeBartney?
Hey, look, Labartney been part of the mornings for forever though. Like,
Shout
let's
out
not
Labartey,
get
man.
it messed up. Shout out Labartey.
Hey, shout out LeBartney, man.
Yeah.
He's the GOAT.
And then we got a couple more real quick. Spenmo back says, Jeff, when the clown trans that works at BP coming back?
The clown
Do you-
trans?
What is this?
You know trans clowns?
I don't.
What are you doing when you're outside of
There's
work
no
that we don't
comment.
know about?
I don't have a
GLPs
comment.
and
I don't
trans
know.
clowns.
You
All
need
right.
to break that one down for me. Spemo backs. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that it tries to imply.
Do you know any trans people that work at BP that are clowns, possibly?
It'd have to be something I gotta do some research on that. I do go to, you know what though? I do go to a lot of BPs.
Oh, okay. Now we drilling
It's
down.
not a specific thing. It's just if I'm
Have you ever saw a lady
I haven't
boy?
been to a
No,
BP in a long time.
with a red nose.
Hey, LeBartney gave $5 and said, at JFL, check your account. He must be talking to someone, but he gave $5 to say it. He said, I keep my word unlike the new guys reading super chats. Have we not kept our LeBartney? I thought we just became friends, man.
Hey, man.
Yeah, no, I think I got two more here. This is from Dante. Shout out,
Shout out.
$1.99. This
Shout out.
is when we were talking about the backup quarterback stuff. He said October 23rd, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 comes out. Kyler Murray.
Yeah, he might be jammed up.
Yeah.
I always forget Call of Duty season, man.
Is there a way we can make sure we delay it until the week the Lions play the Vikings?
Yeah, that'd be.
Is there a way we could do that? Like how GTA just keeps getting delayed. We do that with Call of Duty.
Oh, GTA might come out in November too.
We. Kyler Murray's
set.
set. His career is over.
Yeah, no, you might be
To
right.
be fair, I might be doomed.
Yeah,
GTA,
for real.
I
Oh,
might
once
be-
GTA drop, y'all is not gonna see me that day. I'm just letting y'all know that. I'm
And
taking
then,
that
boys,
day off.
we got one more here from Phil C. Shout out with the
Shout
$4.99.
out.
He said, buying KG a coffee.
Hey, shout out Phil,
Here we
man.
go.
Shout out.
My friend and me, Phil, man. We've had good and bad times. He's one of the older people in the chat. I believe he's in his 60s. So shout out to Phil, man.
By the way,
Much love.
too, we do have a lot of mailbag. We got to be better at getting these super chats out as they come in.
Yeah.
Because now we got all these mailbag questions.
Just get through as many as you can.
And said Dante said, Mail Sack, what amount of money do you think Chris Ilitch would take to sell the Red Wings or Tigers to Tom Gores, who is willing to spend money to get
Chris
players?
Ilitch wouldn't sell. He's too spiteful.
Yep.
I don't think he ever will. Yeah, I think
No,
that family's
he'll
always
never
going to
sell.
have it.
Zach says, mailbag, would you be willing to offer a trade to the Raiders for Aiden O'Connell, who is now a third string, or signing Desmond Ritter to a 1-year deal?
He did beat Mahomes.
He did.
He did beat Mahomes once.
Aiden O'Connell's actually not bad.
He's an interesting
He
one.
damn near got Devontae Adams killed, though.
Yeah, him and Jimmy Garoppolo. Do you guys remember that thing with Jimmy G where Devontae Adams was like on
he was
Hard Knocks? He was
sick,
like, he's
bro.
going to kill me.
Yeah,
and then
dog.
a year later, Devontae goes to the Rams. Jimmy G's in L.A., too.
Yeah, bro.
That's it has to be so
I can't get
awkward.
that receiver series out my head, and he was just ragging on Aiden O'Connell, bro. It was bad.
By the way, Rake says the trans clown at BP is where Jeff gets his bootleg GLP-1s.
Oh, man.
Damn, he on the bootleg GLPs. Nah, Jeff got the good stuff. He got the Ozempic or the Zepbound, man. That's the
Labartney, $10. He said, new 40 challenge. I will sponsor this again. Did he sponsor Knicks?
Yeah, he sponsored Knicks.
All right, we'll do a crunch time 40 challenge, and we'll make sure we film it for the show.
Okay.
I'm down.
I might blow my Achilles that day.
What we have to, me too, I might too, but what we have to do is we can't even time it. We just all have to line up and race each other.
I'm down for that.
Because I don't trust, if I'm just being honest, I don't trust hand times.
Yeah.
If we're all lined up and we run to the finish and we know at least who's first, second, third, fourth.
Yeah.
So I trust
Bro, give me a week of stretching,
we need a
and
judge,
I feel like I could take
you and Caleb might be like this.
Dude, I'm not gonna
we might
lie.
need a laser.
My biggest
Photo
fear doing this, and I don't like Achilles or ACL.
See, look at the
but
injuries.
no, I'm just saying this is realistic. We're getting older. I'm about to be 30 in a couple years. Hamstring.
No, I'm tearing my hamstrings.
If you like,
That's why I need a week of stretching.
Yeah,
if I get to stretch for a week, y'all might be in some trouble.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
Trust me, bro. Yeah, we can't be throwing out injuries now. We're already too deep in it. You know, if you tear the hamstring, you tear the hamstring.
Tear it for the content.
That's, you know what that is? Automatic L.
Lucas Klotz said, mailbag, would you accept this trade? Lions give up first in JMO for Gonzo.
Christian Gonzalez?
I think so.
No question. Best corner in football.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Why we got to put J-Mo in the trade?
Yeah, I don't like that.
I hate
first.
that.
I'll do a 2 first.
Come on, Lukey. And shout out Klotz, man. I saw the shout out earlier, man. I saw that. Shout out.
He said K, super hot fire G.
Goddamn right. I just knocked out Ray J. You fucking right.
All right, we'll get out of here. Appreciate you all. Hit the like button on the way out. Stick around.
Hey, the Conies live another day till
Braylon
tomorrow.
and Anson, 2 to 4. Heavies, 5 to 7. We'll be back tomorrow, 11 to 1. Friday show with a special guest.
Ooh.
We'll see. Got to tune in to find out. Until then, deuce.
Love you guys.
Earlier in the show.
The next generation of Detroit sports media is here. Crunch Time is back on Woodward Sports. Join Jeff Iafrate and Booner Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Taking Detroit sports coverage to the next level with massive interviews, viral moments, and the best live reactions. Get ready, Detroit. The young guns are taking over. Crunch Time on Woodward Sports.